Good morning, everyone.
Good
Happy
morning.
Saturday. How are we all doing this morning?
I'm going to try to get where I can see the chat without creating an echo. See if I can do that.
There's a little thing on the bottom that says comments. Do you see that?
I think I've got it.
Okay.
Am I echoing?
No.
Okay.
No, as long as you leave the one window open in your browser, usually it's fine.
That's what I'm trying to do.
I usually get an echo if somebody puts the StreamYard link in the live and then I forget to close the window when I go to the StreamYard. Good morning, everyone. Let's see, who's here today? Oh, Bearded Yarn Jude Read. Awesome. Thank you so much, David.
And so some people from Petra's Happy Place might come over. And I have a friend here from real life.
Real life?
Yes. What? My friend Carrie is here.
Oh.
And Kim, she's the one I've mentioned to you. She is an anthropologist.
Oh, that's awesome. Super excited.
So I didn't realize she was going to be here. I'm so thrilled to see her log on.
That's awesome. Is that Caradwen?
Yes.
Love your name. Let's see. Good morning, Granny Square and Cassie. Yarn Moods, welcome in. And Ambi. I'm not sure. I'm going to give her a couple minutes. We're not having a good track record here, huh?
Now okay. I can see the chat. I'm sorry. Now I can see the chat and you. And
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And let's see. And Frenchie and Dee. Carol Clark, hello. Ruthie's Crafting Corner. You're from Florida. Awesome. And Jen. See what I missed? Barbara. Sally Worth. Is it your first time here? I don't recognize your name. Welcome in. Gina Barnett. Welcome. And Deanna, hello. And scrolling back. Morning Mindful Crafts and More. And Dawn.
Hi, Katrina.
Colleen.
David's here. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Don't worry about it. I'm scrolling back to the front to see who I missed.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Hi, David. Hey, did everybody see David's interview with Crystal yesterday?
I haven't seen it yet. I'm looking forward to it. I'm real excited about that. That's fantastic for you, David.
Yeah, you did a great job.
He is so all the time very mellow and calm. So I can imagine, even though he might have been excited inside, I'll bet he remained calm during the interview. I can't wait to see it. I've heard a couple of spoilers about it, so
it was really good. I do definitely
have to go watch it.
Yeah, I do definitely like David's calm interview style. Carol Clark, I emailed you yesterday. Did you get my email? I'm actually waiting to hear back from you because I have others on a wait list. So if you could let me know if you want an invoice or not, I would appreciate it, just because other people are waiting.
David says he nearly cried. That's very high emotion for David. Nearly crying. That's very high emotion.
Hugs, David. I'm sure it was very special, just as a viewer, never mind as the interviewer. Okay, Carol.
Sunita, good morning.
Carol, I just basically asked if you still wanted to and if you wanted to be invoiced. So if you could just let me know, then I can let other people know who are waiting. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, it's 10 past. I'm going to give her a call, okay?
Okay.
Listen, I'm going to have my screen go black for a minute. Don't freak out. I'm still here, okay?
Okay. I just really appreciate everyone being here. When I was waiting for Kim to go live and I saw all your names, it just means so much to me that all of you would be here. Thank you. There's Lisa. Lisa, Dragon Bee Crochet. Terry Browning, Yarn Moods. Sunita, I said hi to you. Carrie, hi. Thank you for watching. Carrie is my friend in real life. Carrie Dwin is my friend in real life, and she's here this morning just as a show of support. Hi, Kiki. Thank you. Did you get Ginger?
Yeah, she's coming in a second. Sorry.
Carrie, I don't know if you'll learn anything today because I talk to you nonstop about what I do.
Hey, Carrie. You'll learn about me and Ginger and what we do.
That's true.
Yes, I'm very excited. Yep. So I went to school for anthropology. Very fun. I love that you do that. That makes me very excited. I know I'm in the small minority of people who hear, "Oh, you're an anthropologist," and I'm like, "Oh, yay!"
And Carrie is, she's just very wise person, and it's fun to talk to her about all different things. And she, she not only has this wisdom from her education, but she stays very current with things.
David, let me touch base with Ginger after, or yeah. I mean, I'm up for that, but I don't want to speak for Ginger. So why don't you re-ask that question when she gets up here?
Did you get her?
I did.
Good.
You said anthropologist, not paleontologist. Paleontologists are the one who dig up dinosaur bones.
Yes, Carrie is a cultural anthropologist.
Yes, that was my main area of study.
Yes. So she studies about people and culture, and just incredibly interesting. And my daughter was also an anthropology major, which is how I met Carrie.
Cool. David, not upset. Don't worry. Calm down. Hugs. Totally fine. That makes me excited.
So I already saw a felting question.
Okay.
Jen asked, can you felt a top? Jen, you can felt anything, but felted fabric is generally heavy and hot. So if you're going to make a garment, I would recommend maybe something like a vest or some outerwear. There's also different, and I've addressed this too, there are so many different felting methods. What I show you is such a small part of what you can do.
Okay.
Like there's a thing called Nuno felting, and some people, it's pronounced differently. It's Nuno.
Okay.
Where you blend things that don't necessarily felt with things that can felt, and that creates kind of a lighter fabric. You can also create, a laced fabric. Your fabric, felted fabric does not have to be solid.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So there is so much to learn, and I don't want people to think I'm teaching the whole process. I'm trying to teach you what little I do know, and taking you along on, I've learned so much since I started thinking I'm teaching people this. I've learned so much.
That is awesome, Bev. I didn't know you could do stuff that wasn't solid.
So, there's many different methods. And one of the methods for doing something that's not solid is you use a soluble material. And you know what I mean? Like there's different soluble materials you can buy for sewing. And so you buy this soluble material and you place your yarn on it and felt it. And then when that soluble goes away, you have a lacy fabric.
Okay.
So, and I'm explaining, like I said, that's a really elementary explanation. And there's lots of videos out there.
Okay.
And that was another interesting thing that happened is people started leading me to other videos that I hadn't necessarily seen, which cool. Always looking for that. Thank you.
David, no, I did not know that. And that's very exciting to me. So let's talk more about that at some other point. And talk about my second area that I know tons and tons about. That would be it. And Carrie Dwin, we have something in common besides that. That's awesome. Oh, Jamie says, when I hear felt, I think those felt boards we play pretend with kids. That's awesome.
And like a lot of the felt squares we think of, like if you go in the craft store and you buy a felt square for 35 cents or 50 cents, that's probably not felt. That's probably polyester that they've made to look like a felted fabric.
Yeah.
It won't shrink and behave like wool will, but it's great for all other kinds of crafting.
Yeah, I've used tons of that in my crafting days.
Yeah, I think you had a collection of that, didn't you?
Of felt?
Yeah.
Oh,
no?
yeah, I have a whole huge bag in the
Bag,
other room.
yeah.
Because that recycling place I go to, you get 10 sheets for $1 there. I mean,
See,
you can't
that's
beat
what I've
the
heard
price.
you talk about. Yeah, and there's definitely a place for that in crafting, but it's not the same thing.
No, I understand. I use it for projects with my kids at work or my kids here, It's actually one of the things I'm teaching my daughter to sew with. So that's fun. Dragon Bee Crochet. She enjoyed making my felted bag. Have a few more planned.
So that's Lisa.
Awesome.
She did. She kept up, asked a lot of great questions that led me to answer questions for other people, made a really nice bag and got it felted. And I think she had fun doing it. I really do. And
That's
it's been
awesome.
A lot of fun interacting with people as they make their bags. And I told you, Kim, I thought I had about a dozen people on my list. I have 29 people.
Whoa, good job.
I know. I looked at my list because I've just been adding to the list and, because I know that the deadline's not here and I'm just keeping track, not really counting and tracking, just making sure I have everybody's name and I'm replying to emails, keeping in touch with them. So I went to look at my list. There's 29 people on the list.
That's awesome.
I think probably more. And some people have completely finished their bag, like Lisa. Maribel was the first to felt her bag.
That's cool. Jamie has a question. Kim, could you make a giant felt wall for your kids in their playroom, then felt a bunch of flat toys? Yes, you could. That would totally work.
And the thing that works too, Velcro. Put Velcro on the back pieces of the back of the piece of felt, and it will stick to another piece of felt, and you can remove it. So that's a great way to create toys.
The rough side?
Velcro. So I've used what I have used. I'm trying to think if I have it here at hand. I do. Can I show you something?
Sure. Oh, that's awesome.
So you guys have seen this?
Yes, I am in love with that, Bev. Wait, where's
so
the other part?
That was a logo. Somebody added that. I sent her a picture of the ball of yarn and needles. So this is on a board with Velcro. So I stuck Velcro on this board.
Hello there.
I didn't even put Velcro on the piece of felt. So you only need one side of the Velcro to make it stick. Hi, Ginger.
Hi, Bev. Morning. I am so sorry I'm late. My alarm actually went off this morning, and I thought, okay, I can just lay here for 5 more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an hour. And then there's Kim calling me.
No, it's okay. Oh.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but this is my first time being live like this, and I'm so excited.
You're doing great.
Really?
Well, I've been on a couple of panels, like momentarily came up and said, yeah, this is what I'm making. And
Oh, this is so cool.
I really appreciate it. And Kim said 3 hours, and I said, yeah, I can talk about yarn for 3 hours, no problem.
After you went, oh.
So if I talk too much, maybe you need a signal or something,
Don't worry, I'll just talk over you.
Okay.
Well, she will. And she will.
Sorry.
But if you can talk about yarn for 3 hours, we can listen.
Ginger,
about yarn for 3 hours.
For us before you got here. I'm going to put it on the screen. No pressure. You just tell me how you feel, okay? I think I know what the answer is going to be.
Okay.
I would love to see that interview.
That would be exciting. I would like that.
Okay, David, we can schedule that. Summers are better for me with my time with the kiddos in school, just so you know.
Yeah, anytime's good for me. I'm just, except, I mean, sometimes if it's early in the morning, I might not wake up.
Well, he's recording the interview, so it's not live from what I've seen so far.
Okay.
I could be, am I mistaken, David, or are they all recorded? I watched some of them, just not all of them.
Oops, sorry, I had to take my hair down. I was pulling my hair too tight.
That's what happens to me when I try to imitate Ginger's hairstyle. It gives me a headache. I try to put my hair up here.
Good morning,
I wore it like that one day all
Consuelo.
day, and my scalp hurt for 2 days.
Oh, I know.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But it's kind of nice if you're getting a headache, it's because I've got my hair pulled too tight. Oh, have I showed you my easy facelift?
Oh Lord.
You just
David, I showed her your question and she said yes. And then I said it would be better for me in the summer. So we can talk about that later, but sounds good.
Sorry.
It
was
fine.
my stupid human trick.
Sorry.
I don't have my
her brand new logo.
Oh,
right when you hopped up.
That
was
the thumbnail.
Okay.
So I had that piece of felt with my name written on it, Dittmer Knittery written on it for a long time. And I've been wanting to use it for a logo, but I couldn't figure out how to translate it to a logo. And I went and met with this friend who created a different logo for me. I'm an accountant, and I have a logo for my accounting business, and she created that. And like in 10 minutes, she's like, well, I can just use that. You can just use that. I can just. So that's what we did. And the yarn, let's see, the yarn.
Yes, David, it's July. This is summer. I meant
that I used to.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That's pretty.
Yeah, that's really
cool.
I used that.
So this is Cachet Modadia, and you can't get this. And this is deep stash.
Can I see the label? I can't see it. It's just white.
I don't know if I can get it up there for you, Kim.
Turn it so it's not reflecting off whatever light you have.
Ah.
That's so pretty.
Okay. Yep. That's
Can you see
pretty.
it a little bit?
Yep.
So although it's not 100% wool, I know it will felt. So I'm hoarding it for a very special project. And I had probably 8 or 10 skeins of it, and I've used it up over the years. So yes, I'm going to just wax sentimental about my yarn. So, well, I've had it.
Bev, I do the same thing. I am actually making special bags to move my yarn in. So
funny.
I've been making my bags.
I know you have. I'm not
That's
saying
fabulous.
My yarn doesn't want to be in just any box.
Well, it won't be in the box for long.
That's right.
And my yarn, these wire cubes are something fairly new to me just within the last few months. It's made a huge difference.
Yeah.
I used to store my yarn in some giant, really dark wood bookshelves.
Uh-huh.
I took those out of this room and put these wire shelves. It just changed the whole.
Oh, yeah.
Then it became the knittery. And now I have those giant bookshelves in a place where I can put books on them.
That's cool.
That's nice.
Yeah. I mean, like when things start to click into place, it really happens.
Right. And you have a nice looking yarn wall too.
Well, I told Kim that I'd torn it down and I was going to show you guys the mess, but instead I tidied it.
Oh, that's okay. I showed my mess yesterday.
Yeah.
It looks very, very, very nice.
So I have this idea that I'm trying to arrange my yarns in the order of the color wheel.
Ooh,
at least my palette yarns.
mm-hmm.
So I got a color wheel up on my screen and I tried to place the yarns that way, which shows that I have giant holes in my color wheel. You know, there's some colors that I just
Oh, yeah. Definitely have to get more yarn to fill in those color
right.
spots.
See, this is green. The whole top shelf is green. And then it goes to the yellows and the browns and around to the reds. And I have like one skein that you might be able to call purple, but no real purple. And not that I have any problem with purple. I just don't have purple yarn. But that's just my palette. I have all the rest of the yarn over here. Ginger, have you found a place to move? That's a good question.
Yes.
So Mr. Geek approved it and it's all a go ahead?
Yes. So that's exciting. We've got a destination point. And what was the question before that? I didn't see it on the screen.
Oh, here you go. It's not a question, it's a statement.
Yarn has feelings.
Yes, yarn does have feelings. People don't understand that. It's like, we love our yarns.
And it wants to be together. Like sometimes when I'm trying to figure out what to make, I just take a ball of yarn and walk it around and see what other yarn it wants to be with.
Hi, Denise. Welcome in.
I do the same thing.
Hey, if you guys haven't given us a thumbs up, please do so people know we're here. I appreciate it. And also, just so you guys know, Bev's information is down below in the description box. So I have her Instagram, her blog, her Etsy, her Facebook group, and her YouTube. If anybody needs to know how to find Bev, you should go and join her thingy things. Be a
Karen says objects have spirit. That's really true.
They do.
Good morning, Angela.
There is no such thing as an ugly yarn. There's some scratching.
There's some neon stuff.
Well, I would say Crystal's move isn't as dire because she's not taking the yarn babies.
Who's moving?
Crystal.
When is she moving?
They said, I think August, middle of August.
Oh, about the same time.
Is moving?
Yeah, so they bought a log cabin and they started up their bod life channel again. So they've been having stuff on there about the pet stuff. And
yeah,
she's keeping the house she has as YouTube/yarn house.
That is so cool.
I thought that was a family house. That's why I would be surprised if she moved. I thought that was a family house. So that's awesome. I'll have to catch up.
And the other house, I guess, does not have good internet service because it's more in the country area. So
that makes sense.
Okay, Carradine has a question. How did everybody or y'all get into fabric art?
So we're in the South. Carrie and I are in Georgia, and she was born and raised here.
That's fine. You can laugh at the way I'm saying y'all.
Y'all? How'd you say it?
Me?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Y'all. Like awkwardly because I never say that word.
Oh, y'all.
Yeah, when I grew up in Nebraska, and when I was in the 8th grade, we had an English teacher, a brand new English teacher, which in a small town doesn't happen very often, a male English teacher who actually wrote on the board YA''LL and tried to teach us that was a part of English. And we were 7th or 8th grade. I mean, we literally laughed him out of the room.
Y'all.
And now I say y'all.
Y'all.
I can make you think I'm from the South if you like.
Okay. You ever seen the fabric art?
So who's going to tell their story first?
Okay, mine's shorter than yours.
Okay.
So, life crafter. I've always used craft as a de-stress. I pretty much always am trying to teach myself something new. So, just going back a couple of years ago, I taught myself how to hand sew, and then the same summer I did a lot of beadwork. Also making costumes for my belly dance stuff. And then I also taught myself how embroidery. And then when COVID happened, I finally learned to crochet. So I've only been crocheting for a year. Well, a year and a couple months, if you can believe that.
And you have got quite the impressive yarn stash.
I do.
For a fairly new crocheter.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's because I find the deals.
I thought I was good at obsession. Kim has me. Yeah. I'm
What?
not even trying to compete.
Oh, hey, good news. Bev, you got your thing, right?
I got my thing right here.
Came in the mail yesterday.
awesome.
We're not going to open that yet, but I just wanted Ginger to know because I hadn't told her that yet.
And I can't believe how much I thought about it. Like, I knew I wasn't going to open it before I was supposed to, but it kept coming to my mind. I could just go get the scissors.
That's cheating,
And then,
Bev.
and then take
I
it back
didn't.
up.
But I can't believe how many times.
This plastic bag's in a box, Ginger. You can't.
What?
I couldn't fake this.
Oh. Well, you could have made a little hole in it and peeked in.
I can't believe how much I thought about it, Ginger. I had to leave it alone. I had to put it in another room.
Ginger, your turn. How'd you get into fabric art?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So my grandma is amazing. She's 90 years old now, but when I was a kid, she made everything. She was a school teacher. She sewed everything. She was constantly busy doing different crafts, making things, mostly sewing. But then one summer when I was 10 years old, I went to her house and she was crocheting.
Oh,
And I was like, Grandma, I want to do that. And so she showed me how to crochet, gave me some yarn and a crochet hook to take home. Of course, I lived on a sheep farm. And so my mom was like, will you show me how to do that? And so I was like, yeah. And so the next day we're like off to Walmart getting yarn with this scratchy Red Heart 80s yarn, but we got it. And we had a whole farm full of sheep. So of course, Mom the next year starts keeping wool and then spinning, and I learned how to do it on a drop spindle. I didn't learn how to do it on a
wheel.
a regular spinning wheel. Yeah, but
You need to go up to the yarn barn.
it would take away from my crochet time. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, but
Opportunity
I
cost.
think it would be
Opportunity
fun
cost.
for you. Listen, I think it would be fun for you just to take a class about how to do it, so you have the experience.
Kim, it takes
What?
away valuable crochet time.
Hi,
Did I-
Ursula.
Did I not just explain that I'm always trying to learn something new within crafting? Did you listen to my explanation? Or not?
I don't have to take a class. I can just go over to my mom's house.
There you go.
She has
But
a spinning wheel.
People in the community.
Huh?
You don't get to meet people in the community when you're at your mom's house.
I don't need to meet anybody else. I got you guys.
We complete Ginger.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Kim is, I
Thank
think
you.
Kim doubts that, Ginger.
Thank you, Bev.
Cara Dwayne also loves my dialect.
Yes.
Carrie and Kim, you guys need to exchange email addresses and really, I think you guys would really hit it off and have a lot to talk about.
I think that we would, given a couple comments that she's dropped. Now she's asking about my belly dancing. Yes, I did that for over a year.
Yeah, she needs to see the pictures of that.
Oriental. Huh?
Carrie needs to see the pictures of you with a snake.
Oh, God.
That was from 10 years ago, let's be clear.
Considering my snake story, I'm fearful of snakes.
No, that was my most popular photo on Facebook in 2011.
I think you should post it again on Instagram.
It's an awesome photo. I mean, it is just.
It really is.
My
is.
Yarnie channel, on my Affordably Crafty, on Instagram.
Where?
I'll post it on Yarn. I'll post it on Affordably Geeky.
Sure. Then you put a picture up of yourself.
Does the one where I look like little orphan Annie holding a sheep sweating at the fair count?
What? I'm so confused.
I'll pull it up on Instagram.
Hi, Ursula and Rachel. Let's see.
Ambi, I'm about 50 miles west of Atlanta.
Yes, I knew that was a kind of lemur.
Oh,
Let's see.
I just got to show you this real quick. Look at
That
that.
was so
my
cute.
gosh.
Hello,
Isn't
cute.
Isn't that adorable?
I'm in Massachusetts and Ginger is in Kansas. Hence my drop the R's accent. Coffee.
I like it.
Everybody loves my coffee.
Coffee.
Ginger, what happened to that coffee hat you were going to make me?
Oh, I still need to make it. I'm right on that.
Hi, beautiful. Good morning. Whoa, look at that hair, friend. Hi.
Is that Skylar or Steven? Oh,
Yes, Tina, I am very near Alabama.
Steven.
Jeez, what is...
calls me baby brother.
Yes, she does. She calls you baby brother.
Good morning.
Ambi is 30 minutes, I think you mean, to an hour south of Atlanta. I believe we've talked about this in the chat before. There's a lot of Georgia people in the yarn community that keep popping up.
Yes.
It's time
We
for
are
me
well
to
represented.
somebody facilitate that. Evelyn's in
Well,
too.
even though we're here in Georgia, we're at least 50 miles from each other, if not further. And, you know, it's just gotten to the point where people feel comfortable getting together. I really hope I'm going to get to meet Evelyn. I have been emailing her, corresponding. We're going to schedule a Zoom meeting for her to try to help me to get my yarn, we'll call it yarn, together.
Okay.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I feel pretty scattered. All the different things going on. I told her I want to be a package, not a bunch of different pieces. I'd like to Dittmer Knittery to be a package.
Yeah, that's what I am all scattered, right? I'm scattered too, Bev. I need to get everything
I love you.
together. I love how she's got everything as a package.
Yes. And sometimes I feel like I know what I should do and I'm not doing it, but I don't. And I'm usually a very organized person. So not being able to get my artwork life organized is weird for me. Everything else I can kind of figure it out.
Yeah. Well, see, our yarn has emotions and feelings attached to it. So sometimes it's hard to organize those.
Yesterday.
Well, and I'm so
Never. Where did it go?
possessed by what I want to do, by the yarn and what I want to do, that I get up in the morning thinking I'm going to, okay, today I'm going to spend an hour and do some housework. I'm going to run some errands. And I come directly into the knittery and start working. And I'll work until I have to eat. And then I eat. And then I go on.
Right. Right. Oh, sounds like me. Well, of course, I don't go directly there. I have to stop and get
I love you.
by the kitchen and get coffee first.
Oh, yes. Yes. And that's what I mean by directly is first I get up. I live in a 2-story house, so I go downstairs and feed the pet and make the coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's just kind of an implied thing, right? Always when we're talking about doing anything, first coffee.
For you and me, yes, definitely. There's nothing before coffee.
Right. How much coffee do you drink a day, Bev?
A pot. I make I have a French press.
Ooh. Me
So
too.
And then I put it in a thermos to keep it hot.
Mm-hmm.
And I usually drink the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
It's
And
not.
I
Do you want me to help you?
You can't let good coffee go to waste, for sure.
No. And I buy Starbucks beans at the store and grind them right before I
Take a look.
do them. So
I have learned that when using a French press, that you need a little coarser ground, unless you want like coffee dust in the bottom of your
Right, and
cup.
that's why I have a hand grinder.
Mhm.
It takes me 30 seconds to grind it. If people think, oh my gosh, that's so much work, I count. It takes me 30 seconds because it's really coarse. You just want to break the beans.
Upstairs.
Right. We had when I
I
was
can
growing
talk
up.
about coffee for 3 hours too.
When I was growing up on the sheep farm, we had a coffee grinder, and that was one of the things that I did every morning for my parents. Was I would wake up, grind the coffee.
Oh,
It was fun.
that's a sweet memory, isn't it?
Go in.
Yeah, it really is. And the smell, I will always remember the smell. I think that's one reason why I love coffee so much.
It's definitely, I know that's why I started drinking coffee.
Yeah.
This smell.
Yeah. Well,
Do you want
the reason why I started drinking coffee was my grandma I would always want to do everything that she was doing, and she would drink coffee. And I remember as early as 3 years old, I would say I want coffee. So she would pour like maybe this much coffee and then like a couple of spoons of sugar and milk.
Watch out. One second.
So it was basically coffee flavored milk syrup. It was really good.
I have one child. When I had her my husband's mother, your grandmother,
Can you not trip me, please?
had given him coffee in his bottle. I was horrified by this and lived in fear that she would give my child coffee. She would give my child coffee.
That doesn't fit through the doorway that way.
That she was a little nutty. So. I won't go there.
I know, it's crazy.
But she never gave your child coffee, did she?
Pardon me?
She never gave your child coffee, did she?
Not that I know of. And we rarely left the child with her, my daughter with her alone because of some other. Yeah,
that's good.
So. But it just blew my mind that someone would be that out of touch with reality to think that
take this. I'll take it off for you.
Was something you should give a baby.
Oh, wow. What has Kim been up to?
What are you doing, Kim?
I there's a lot of a seat for Steven because he wants to be all, hello.
Hey, Steven.
I opened it.
So just in a note of explanation, my daughter's birthday was yesterday, so I have kind of an emotional edge because I don't know if you guys do this, I always think about her birth and her life on her birthday. So
yeah,
I'm okay.
And
to think about when she was tiny and her grandma, and brings on a lot of emotion. Yeah, definitely. I think the farther away, the less time I spend with each of my kids. I have 7, but I gave birth to 5. The one that lives farthest away is the one that I think of the most because I miss her.
You don't? Wait.
This is hard.
I know.
Carrie says she does that too on her kid's birthday. And it was especially reminiscent this year. I don't know why.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a whole tangent I could go off on.
That's cute.
And
that on there?
Do you ever wish you could just have them when they're little again for like a day?
Just to smell her.
How many?
And somebody asked, there was a question in a live yesterday. It was in Reggie's birthday party. Oh,
that's cute.
Asked, have you ever shaved your head? And I have never shaved my head, but I always wanted when my daughter was a teenager, I tried to get her to shave her head because that beautiful head. I wanted to see it.
My oldest daughter has a beautiful head too. It's like perfectly round. It's like, how does that happen?
No, it's just because her. And so also at that time, of course, it would have caused some upset in the family if my daughter had shaved her head. So I was a proponent of this, but it didn't end up happening.
They did do it.
Because I was of the mind, if you just want to do something weird to your hair, that's good.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steven just bumped his head. Oh, I was getting that chair for him. I was looking for a purple one, but I don't know where we put it. That was upstairs. But if you hold the saucer flat, it doesn't fit through the door. That's what happened in the bottom of the stairs.
We witnessed it. We were.
That's okay. I'm glad. At least I was good for a laugh today.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the replay.
Here comes a reel on Instagram. I can feel it.
That would be perfect.
You put that idea in her head.
Okay, go upstairs and pee. Oh, I'm bringing the potty downstairs.
No.
Okay, come on.
Okay, I'm gonna find the chat here.
I can see the chat, but it's hard for me to keep up. So I'm trying to read and keep up. Ursula says she thinks about her daughter, has emotions when her daughter was born. And she also says she thinks about how I felt. Good point, Ursula.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kids, I don't think have any idea about what it's like and what we go through as parents until they're a parent themselves.
Yeah, and my daughter does not have children, and she doesn't plan to have children. So I don't know if we'll ever get there, that she'll ever understand.
Yeah. That's how.
And that's not to say anything negative about my daughter, who is, obviously the best woman on earth.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. In every way. And she is incredibly intelligent, kind, compassionate, beautiful, all those things. And Carrie, who knows her, can back that up.
Yeah, but it's amazing. My 29-year-old daughter, who has my 2 grandbabies, like it's nice for her to say, "Okay, Mom, I understand this and this and this now." I'm just like, oh, just wait until they're teenagers. You'll understand so much more.
I had a friend, and I'll try not to be too long about the story, but he talked about, falling in love with his wife and loving her 1,000 times more than he ever thought he could love anybody. And then having a child and loving that child 1,000 times more than he ever thought. And then having the grandchild and loving that child again 1,000 times more than he ever thought was capable of love. And that's what it's like. Like, I knew I was going to love the baby when it was born. Had no idea.
No, yeah, absolutely no idea. It's like I can't even, it's like a physical, it literally was a physical bond. So I don't think moms ever lose that.
No.
Never.
And some of you may know who this is when I referred to Irma Bombeck.
Oh, yeah.
Wrote a column about the time my child was born. She wrote a column about, and I believe it was her grandchild that was born, and talked about how when our child is born, we perceive that we've done something that no one else in the whole world has ever done. This is a miracle. I personally have, and that's how I felt. And that's what Irma Bombeck wrote about, that we all feel that way. It's such a miracle that we think no one else has ever felt this way before.
I always thought, you know what, everybody else has done this, but none of them were as clueless as me.
See, my child was wise. And I've said that since the first day. My child was wise.
Yeah, they have a little alarm that they tell you whenever there's something wrong. And they cry until it's fixed, which is wonderful.
Yeah, and my baby was very good, ate and slept and did all the normal baby things, and was very seldom ill or upset. But if she barfed, you knew something was wrong.
Oh,
that was her communication. Things are off. Here it comes.
Here it comes.
Yes.
Something's not good.
Yes.
JB says Irma Bombeck is her favorite author. Right, Carrie? In their 30s and still worry. I know. Same here.
Yeah, like my daughter's birthday was yesterday. She turned 41.
Oh my goodness.
So her 40th was, during
Yeah,
not good. So
right.
this year she lives within about 20 miles of me, but she's not here because she's gone to Florida apparently to see every living relative she has. She's going to see her dad, her half sister, her best friend who lives in California. She's going to get to see in Florida. So,
Oh, wow.
2020, I don't care what you did to my birthday. We're good for this year.
This year it's happening.
That's what I told her. She had some harsh words for 2020, and now she's showing it. Because she is doing, and her best friend lives there, in Jacksonville, Florida, where she grew up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why she has so much to do there.
That is cool. Well, good. I hope she has a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. Gina says, my youngest is 48 and called me crying yesterday. Yes, they still need their mom.
Oh.
But sometimes they can still be pretty mad at their mom, too.
Oh, yeah. My daughter has officially categorized me as a silly old woman. I've reached that stage.
Yeah, I hear you. Our mom's a crazy yarn lady. You want to see how crazy she is? Just go watch her YouTube channel. But my kids are happy that now that I have the YouTube channel, I actually have friends.
Yes. My daughter used to think I depended on her too much for friendship. So you guys are learning way too much about me today.
We had to get through the chat part. Now we're Carrie says I'm the old fart amongst my three. Dawn lives in Jacksonville. Lacey says, Bev, she is coming to my neck of the woods. She's in Jacksonville. Oh my goodness.
So I think her best friends live in Arlington area, north, which is a north suburb of Jacksonville. And I think she might have people in Orange Park too. And we lived in Middleburg. Anybody who's been around Jacksonville probably knows about those neighborhoods. I have a friend who lives in Ocean Way.
I have never been to Florida, but my boys are going there with their dad in August.
And Jacksonville is this huge, sprawling city. It is the largest city in area.
What part of Florida is it in?
In the United States, but it is a huge, and that's why there's all these different places when you talk about Orange Park, Jacksonville Beach, Arlington, Ocean Way. Those are all parts of this huge Jacksonville.
Neat. Now, what part of Florida is Jacksonville in?
Is on the northeast corner. It takes up that northeast chunk.
Okay. Oh, wow.
All of Jacksonville. And they used to call their slogan used to be the first coast, because when you come into Florida on Highway 1 down the coast, you come into Jacksonville. I lived there for 30 years, and Georgia is my home.
Georgia.
Not Florida. Nothing against Florida.
Nothing against Florida, but their home is home. There's no place like home.
In Florida.
How's little Steven doing?
He'll be okay. Steve's on a rampage, so don't mind him.
Did he bump his little head?
He's got a little fluffy head.
He just came to us and said, just so you know, my parents are coming over in a couple hours. And there's more to life than yarn, just so you know.
What? No, there's not. What?
Yep, Steve. It's okay.
Hi, Joyce.
This is me doing my thing. It's fine.
Yarn is a happy addition to life.
Right. Hi, beautiful. I love you.
Say, listen, Steve, I'm working. I'm working, Steve. Oh,
Yes, Lacey, Middleburg is country, and Ocean Way is not as country as it used to be. But when I lived in Middleburg, we lived on a sand road in a trailer. Those were not the good years.
wait a minute.
It was not a mobile home. It was a trailer.
It wasn't a dirt road. It was a sand road?
It was a sand road. So there was a chance every day that you were going to get stuck in your car. Yeah.
Man, that is, I've never even thought about living on a sand road. I've lived on dirt roads.
So you were glad when it rained a little bit and packed it a little bit. Those were the best days when it was slightly packed and not bogged down.
Well, how did they get the trailer out there?
I don't know.
Because
You pay someone some big money to take your trailer out there, and you're really glad they did it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And I'll just say, and then we'll leave Middleburg. I'll just say that that's what happens to your life when you start letting your husband make some decisions. Is you move to a trailer in Middleburg.
And then,
yes, Don, Jennings Forest is a nice place, and Middleburg is a nice place, but my trailer on the sand road.
On the sand road. Do you have pictures?
It's probably some. I have pictures of my daughter in the backyard there. She had a swing set in the backyard. I probably
see those. At least you have the good memories on.
And I referred a minute ago to something about aging, and that's other people talk about as you age how much more clear the past becomes.
A light green and a dark green.
Well, I'm experiencing that a little bit. I imagine it will become even more intense, but the thing of it is,
those are orange.
Memory is malleable, and I am able to pick out the good part and laugh at the unfortunate.
Yeah.
Like I haven't always been able to laugh about the trailer.
Cool. Good for you.
We can slowly build it into a good part of the story. I think I can laugh about that now.
The ones in the square, those are planks.
Harry, please don't tell my daughter I talked about her on YouTube.
The ones in the rectangle?
She's a very private person. And
that's
the ones in the bags.
My oldest daughter is too. She doesn't particularly like me talking about her on the socials, but my other two daughters are like, "Go for it, Mom. Just go for it."
Well, and I've said before, if you have to ask if you can do it, you probably shouldn't do it. And I would have to ask her if it was okay to mention her, so it's probably not okay.
It's not okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Ben, if you saw the video, but my son and my dad are in Germany.
Yes.
That one?
That was great. The yarn guys.
The yarn guys. Yeah, they I was looking at the demographics for who all watched the video. 100% women.
Yeah, my analytics show that my audience is 100% female between 55 and 65.
Yeah.
Seriously?
That is great. Well, that's because these are all our friends. Everybody's our friends.
Yes, I do very much. And you guys know that I appreciate this Yarnie fiber community so very much. Really brought a light into my life in a very unexpected way.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, same here.
Hello.
Hello, Kim.
Hi.
Oh, it's funny. I start reading the chat but I feel like I'm still in the room with everybody that I'm reading the chat with. Do you ever do that?
Please stop.
So it's like, oh, this is probably interesting watching Ginger just looking down at her phone.
Ginger, this morning when I was thinking about this live, I actually had this thought for a moment
I did go back.
that I could hand Kim a ball of yarn. Like,
You're doing that one.
package, and I'm going to
You're
say, oh,
doing
Kim, you hold this one and show it while I show this one. How do you even have thoughts like that?
I know. I do the same thing.
Yes, Rochelle, and all of you in here, Rochelle and I just recently found each other and are finding, I think every time we watch one of each other's videos, we're finding out we have a little bit more in common. Like Rochelle said she had a knitting machine. And of course I thought she meant a round Addie, because most everybody who says they have a knitting machine, that's what they have.
Right.
Well, she showed hers, and it's a flatbed knitting machine. It's not exactly like mine, but it's a flatbed knitting machine. I got so excited when I saw it.
Oh, I see.
Somebody else.
Wow. That's really cool.
And she's tried felting. So Rochelle and I think have been on the same path without knowing it.
Yeah.
And those are the kind of, those are the kind of connections we're trying to make is not just those who are on the same path, but those that want to get on the same path or have been down the path and can give us some guidance.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, one of the wonderful things I love about this community is like before, I was busy. I had kids. I was a mom. I didn't have time to go out and do things with people and have friends. And so I kind of missed that part of my life. I mean, I've had kids for the last 30 years. And so being able to get on here and make friends is so important. It's like I didn't know what I was missing.
What?
And the connections feel very real, Ginger.
They are very real.
When I think about the 77 days, and we didn't know, on day 1 or day 5 that it was going. And I remember getting up in the morning, some mornings after it had been a couple of weeks, my eyes would pop open and I'd think, okay, it's 5 o'clock there. She's on. Let me check my phone. Because you're at 5 o'clock when I'm at 6 o'clock, and I wake up at 6 o'clock.
That's right. Oh, my friends are having coffee. I better get there.
Yeah, so I'd be making coffee, hold my phone, listen, and then I'd finally get to the laptop where I could start chatting. Yeah. And then the day that you didn't come on, I knew that you were exhausted. I thought about you, and I missed you, but I missed you in a way of, oh, I'm so glad she's taking a break. I'm so glad, because I can't imagine how exhausting. And that was during COVID when we all needed you. I felt so bad about that, but I had two of us might cry.
I had such a breakdown. I was like, I want to be there, but I can't do it anymore. But everybody that I met during that time, I still know really well. Still my friends.
Yeah, that morning we were
started. I don't know if Steve's parents show up, I'm gonna have to leave. I don't think they'll be here before the live's over, but just in case, Bev,
okay.
Would you be okay if Bev opened her stuff?
Oh yeah.
Will you hold one of the yarn balls while I open?
Yeah. You start opening. I'm going to go run and fill my coffee up again. This is only the first cup. I need a good couple in me.
Okay.
So I'm not going to show the addresses, of course. But this is the package. 2 giant bags taped together. What is that? 4 times the size of my head.
I had more to send you. I just didn't send it all this time.
Well, I have crochet thread that needs a home. When I find it, which I think I knew where it was.
Hi, Crafty. Welcome. Yep.
I will give you the scissors.
I don't need scissors. I can open it with my hands.
And I like the crinkling, so I'm probably not going to apologize for it. And thank you, Kim, for that clip about brown sheep yarn.
Which? Oh yeah, was that
Oh
cool?
my! Oh my! Oh my!
Yeah. Sorry, I had to open a yogurt.
Yes, Jamie, you were part of the morning crew too. David. Okay, I have lamb's pride.
No. Stop.
And this is.
Oh, Bev, hold on. Ginger's not
Okay.
yet, you cheater.
I got excited.
Stop.
I thought you were telling Steven to stop.
No, you cheater. Hold on. Here you go, honey. Steven. You need to. I know you could see those dang labels through the plastic and it was killing you.
I could not see anything through the plastic, I promise. I promise.
You look very good. Steven
Because I
Jr.
knew that I would start poking it and prodding it. And one time I opened my Christmas presents before Christmas, and I was never so devastatingly disappointed on Christmas. So I've never done that.
Buddy. What did I just do?
Yes, I did take a head dive into the bag.
Oh, thanks, Lacey. That's really sweet. Caught your blue hat live on replay. I'm so impressed with your successes. I just think you do such a good job at everything, and you are so sweet. I think it's important for you to know. Thank you. I did that.
Thank you, Lacey. Kim does a lot for us, and she does approach things in a way where we get the full benefit of her having done the research and the curating and the other things that need to be done before she gets it to us. Really, really, I mean, things that I'm interested in. If I mention to Kim, all of a sudden she's done more research than I ever have in 5 minutes. She knows
Reggie,
about
do you have
brown
a
sheep
hangover?
than I do.
And where does she find the time?
Thanks. Reggie, you're at a theme park in the Netherlands. Awesome. Do you have a hangover from yesterday's wine extravaganza of 5 hours?
Hey, Reggie, thanks for stopping in. I enjoyed your birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Reggie.
Yeah, I stayed until the last hour to get dinner ready, so.
And so generous of Reggie to approach it as a chance for her to give things away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really sweet. That's neat.
Okay. Go ahead, Bev. Oh, first off, if anybody hasn't seen, I put up in the Facebook group yesterday that I just randomly happened to find yesterday, a nice little 5-minute video about the Brown Sheep Company.
In Nebraska.
Yes.
It is not close to you, yes.
So, and that's what I mean is I like this yarn because I knew it was made in Nebraska. And so I've been using it. And of course, Kim went much further and found out more about the yarn and even provided a link to the video that I watched this morning. This is just one of the lines that Brown Sheep Wool makes. And it is 85% wool, 15% mohair. So when I first started designing, I bought a whole bunch of this yarn on a whim. And it felt beautifully. It has this sheen after felting. And it doesn't shrink quite as much as some other yarns. So it's kind of predictable. But it's so costly that I didn't buy anymore. And now look at this. Look what's in this bag.
I have more to send you.
So I have Misty Blue. Oh, I thought it was gray. Misty Blue. Oh, it looks blue on camera. That's so awesome that it looks blue on camera because it's gray as can be right here.
Mm-hmm. That
A
is so
pink one.
pretty.
I'm not going to take a long time to show them all unless you want me to.
Yeah, I want you to take a long time to show them off. That's the point.
Okay.
We want you to take a long time.
This is the yarn porn section of the live.
This is Victorian pink.
Look at that. Pink yarn found a new home. Bye-bye.
And you'll notice, look at this older label.
Ooh. What
Trying to
is the
figure
older
out
one?
why. And then this new one is silvery.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Oh, neat.
I didn't know
This
which
is
one
the
was older or
older
newer.
one. Rosado Rose, and that has the old traditional label on it.
So these
So-
all were courtesy of that high-end Facebook haul I got from the lady who lives 10 minutes away from me.
Really? So this older label would be pre-2013 because that's when I made my haul of this yarn and it had this silver label.
Okay,
so this
yeah.
was pre-2013. We know what this is, even though it doesn't have the...
It's the same thing. Yeah, there was no label.
Rosado Rose.
Well, Bev's not going to care.
What's that?
I said Bev's not going to care if they're naked.
Yeah. And Kim wants me to make her a bag, so I'm sure these are the colors she's wanting me to use.
Oh, the pink? Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Kim needs a pink bag.
Oh my gosh, Kim. This is one of my favorite colors. Limeade.
Oh,
That is beautiful.
And there's 3 of those. Oh, and there's one with an old label. 2 with the shiny and 1 with the old label.
is the information on both the labels the same or is it different?
I'm going to take a look at it because there's a price tag on this old one that's $6.50.
You can't get that for $6.50 anymore.
No, it's $8.95, $9.95, $10.95 retail.
Yeah.
So it says permanently moth proofed, spun and dyed by Brown Sheep Company Inc. And everything so far is exactly the same on both labels.
Okay, I was just wondering.
And one label is a paper label and one is a more metallic type label.
Mm-hmm.
But all the print is exactly the same.
Cool.
Address, phone number, everything.
How many yards is in each of those?
Okay, let me just guess. What do I think is in here? 300. 190. I was going to say 200, but I said 300.
I was going to say, have a worsted weight that's like twice the size.
You're right. You're right.
It's okay.
Green is the best color ever. Hi, Dee.
Hi,
Here we
Granny.
go. Ooh, blue flannel.
Very pretty.
I'm going to have to make a pile on the floor. I can't keep stacking them on the desk over here. I'm covering up the other stuff I want to show. What's this? Ooh, roving for needle felting. So this is unspun wool. And although I needle felt, I'm very new at it. And since I don't really know what I'm doing, I don't do it right. But I like how it turns out anyway. But anyway, the point of that is that I've just recently started using roving. Thank you very much. And look at these colors she's provided. Greens, yellows, browns, everything in my color group.
So pretty.
Not a lick of purple. Thank you. And I don't have anything against purple, just apparently I don't buy purple yarn.
You can send me all the purple. That's my color.
Okay.
I'm kidding. No, it
You
isn't.
need to see
Crazy.
one in person. Carrie, what do you need to see in person? The roving? Here's some more blue yarn. This is bright blue. Bright, B-R-I-T-E. And the colors are not showing very true. This is darker in real life. Looks like denim in real life.
If you cover your face, the colors will show up better and it'll focus.
It's
How do I
something
do-
about the eye contact.
So the phone is, the way that its video is set up is to find someone's eyes. So if you cover your eyes and put the thing up close, it'll focus better on what you're showing. There you go.
Groovy. Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome. It's a YouTube tip.
YouTube. Yep.
I'm going to get the left is right thing one day, but probably not today.
That's okay.
It takes a while.
The roving. So there's 4 or 5 of these bright blue. And that's the first bag. Can you believe that was, I can't even count how many skeins, 4, 8, 14 or 15 skeins in the first bag.
Happy felting.
Amazing.
Well, and you know, you guys, I went on a yarn diet at the first of the year. I didn't buy any yarn January through April. And then I kind of had a little breakdown. Then I had another little breakdown. And then I just bought yarn from then on. You know, I didn't even try. And then I get all this.
I have a book I have to send you too, Bev. So I'm going to send you some more happy mail.
A book?
This week, though. Yeah, I've got it for you. It's not a new book, but it's all about felting. I thought you would love it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
I love books too. I have some books on felting.
I'm sure you do.
I haven't unpacked all the books yet. I will be in this house a year, the 31st of this month.
Don't stab yourself with the scissors, Bev. You're making me nervous.
We're all
Oh, I'm
scared.
so excited. Live is over.
It's all fun and games till somebody puts an eye out.
Right.
Okay, I'm putting the scissors down.
Jody, that was the first one. Here's the second one.
This is really, my heart's actually starting to speed up a little bit in anticipation.
Woo! I can jam a bag. Can't I jam a bag? Woo!
That.
Okay, and the other one has the address on it, so I'm in no danger of showing the address. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This is so good to work with. I have a blue skein of this that might want to be friends with this skein.
Talk to people about what that is.
Okay, this is it Lopi or loopy? I would say Lopi.
I think it's Lopi.
That is so
100% Icelandic wool.
Yes, it is.
And this retails for what, about $12?
I don't know. This all came from the same person.
Yeah, I have some that, like I said, I have some that somebody gave to me, and I looked up the price and was not going to buy anymore.
It was cheapy McCheap. I got 3 70-gallon Tupper bins for like $40.
And it calls it fuchsia.
This is the same lady that haul contained also Malabrigo. And the brown sheep company, but the humongous ones, like the super bulky wool that's not like spun, you know what I mean?
Right, roving.
It was like 3 natural and 2 lime green.
So pretty.
Just
so
that.
pretty.
And also she had Noro in there too.
And Noro is another one that I haven't purchased that I think I should have.
I have 4. Wait, hold on. I have 4 hanks back there that I need to work with that I got when I went to Webb's in Western Mass, the yarn.com store, from their discount warehouse in the back. That was one of the things I said, well, if I'm going to go to Webb's, I'm going to finally treat myself with some Noro.
So Gina at the Knitting Turnpike is making her bag from Noro.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
that's
It's
cool.
going to be
Pretty,
gorgeous.
pretty.
So I've said before that I've had a hard time finding variegated wool, but the problem is I have a hard time finding affordable
Right.
variegated wool. So I'm trying to have a little mind change about that it is out there. I just need to figure out how to get it.
Do you ever go on the yarn.com website, Webb's website, Bev?
I'm trying not to buy yarn, and then I go on there and I see all that stuff. And
Well, I'm trying to tell you, you can get that stuff cheap.
you can get that stuff cheap. Okay.
You can if you go in the closeout section, and then especially if you look at like Grampy's Garage, that's like the deep discount stuff.
Okay.
And then also Little Knits, which Crystal has hauled before. They have tons of high end stuff on there.
And a lot of times people don't want wool. They've gotten it and they realize it's wool and they don't want it. So I'll keep my eyes out. And I did, when I reorganized the yarn wall, I left several cubes empty. I consolidated, I moved everything that wasn't wool to another yarn wall. I have a lot of cotton. I am still in love with cotton, but cotton was my first natural fiber love.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Okay. This doesn't have a yarn ball. You know what I'm trying to say.
Label.
I'm pretty sure that's Lamb's Pride.
Doesn't have a ball band.
Oh, no, that's not Lamb's Pride. That's just some rando wool that I thought maybe you would like.
And it's turquoise. It's turquoise. It's not blue. It's turquoise. Aqua. Beautiful. Oh, look at this. Nature Spun. This is another brown sheep wool product.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
sorry really for the little flecks of stuff on it. I sent Ginger a picture of what happened when I opened my car when I had that, and one of the bins just spewed all over my driveway. So I was trying to pick that's just from the pine needles. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. It looks shiny, doesn't it?
It does. It looks like sparkles.
She's asking about Katrinkles.
Who's asking about?
Carrie. Hey, Carrie Dwayne. She is in Providence, Rhode Island.
And Carrie,
where I work, actually.
Carrie gave me Katrinkles for Christmas.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Carrie is a non-yarny person that is kind enough to figure out what to give a yarny person for Christmas. She gave me Katrinkles, some
welcome in.
Stitch markers, and a little sweater kit. It's
awesome.
Very dear.
Oh,
yes.
The ornaments, the stitchable ornaments.
Yes.
Yeah, those are.
Yeah.
Cute. I want to try and get an interview with her.
And another thing that's come up. I'm sorry, want to get an interview with who?
Katrinkles. She's from Providence.
Okay.
It's on my bucket list. Also,
so that's a small business, isn't it? That's like a person that does that started a small business. She's not a
I think she has like maybe 2 or 3 employees with her now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She started like we did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My other like bucket list is Berico. They're from North Smithfield, Rhode Island, which is the town next to where I grew up. They're like literally 10 minutes from the house I grew up in. So we'll see.
And do they have high end? I thought most of theirs was acrylic. Berico.
They do also non-acrylic. They're pretty prevalent throughout New England and LYSs. That's where you find it.
Okay.
They have a wide range of stuff.
So hi, Dorrit. I hope I'm saying your name right. Dorrit and I have exchanged quite a few emails. It's very nice to see you here. One of the things that's come up during this project that I'm doing, the event, the hashtag How I Felt 2021 and hashtag Make the Bag 2021, something that's come up is hand-dyed yarns. I've only felted a couple of bags from hand-dyed yarns, and the yarn bled into the water.
Sorry.
In a way that, on one of them, in a way that I thought it had ruined the bag, and in the other one, in a way that it turned out okay, but it made me rethink using hand-dyed yarns because these hand dyers are not prepared for us to do this to this yarn.
Oh.
And somebody said, well, okay, what if you soak it in vinegar before you felt it? Well, that helps set the yarn. And I haven't tried those things yet, but I think these are very interesting questions and can open the door to a lot more yarns that I can use if I can figure out how to use hand-dyed yarns.
Okay.
I should have brought my bag that, and maybe I will if I get a break to go fill up coffee. I'm going to grab the bag that I said I thought was ruined.
I have offcuts from Katrinkles too because she brings her offcuts to the recycling place I go to.
What's that, offcuts?
So she uses a laser cutting machine to make her stuff. She has more than one. I'll show you. It's actually right here.
Yes, Lacey, yarn science experiments.
Right?
Because that's what, the dyeing, which I've never dyed anything. I don't think I've ever dyed anything, not even tie-dye.
No?
The dyeing and the felting and us trying these new stitch combinations and putting the knitting and the crocheting together. They're all science experiments. Thank you, Carrie. You just don't know how much that means to me to hear people say that my videos, my tutorials have been abused and just call me a teacher. My head might not fit in the video.
Okay, so offcuts, so this is the outside of the sweater.
Gotcha.
Let's see, I've got a sock ruler that I think is in there because it's a little burned.
So those offcuts would be perfect for felting on a surface too. You just lay that on there and felt your little sweater in place.
Oh, I didn't know you'd find that useful. I'll pick up more next time I'm there, Bev. I'll send some to you. How about a cat?
See, you could use that for so many different things.
Ovals. So many things. Let's see what else.
One of the things that is amazing about Kim is she gets these things that normally I would think, okay, yeah, I could do something with that, and I would take home and immediately put it in a tub or put in a drawer or something and say I'm going to use it later. But Kim just pulls it out and has a million of whatever she's said she's going to do with it.
And we know that she has a few supplies around, and she seems to always be able to put her hand on what it is we need to see. Hey,
Yeah.
Kitty, welcome. Mama Kitty's here.
Hello. And then this.
Mom,
those are my offcuts.
Mom, this is a whole new thing that you can learn how to do. Bev does felting. Mom has never, that I know of, felted before.
Well, and when people ask questions about the process, and it made me do that video of felting those swatches, whoever suggested that, and I apologize that I can't remember who suggested, why don't you felt a swatch on camera? I think that was really useful to people to see it happen on that small scale, see that magic happen, and be able to see it from beginning to end, that watch this fabric change.
That's awesome. So asked, what's your favorite project to crochet, Bev? Oh boy.
Bad.
Oh, I figured.
Yeah.
Shocker.
So I did some Tunisian crochet a long time ago, and I've recently taken it up again with a crazy passion. And I then have Tunisian crochet 2 items that I felted, and I'm working on another item that's Tunisian crochet that I'm going to felt. And I love it. And in fact, I love it so much, I think I'm going to take the leftover yarn and make a smaller version of it.
Cool.
Oh, neat. What Tunisian stitch are you using?
Just simple stitch. And I think for felting, you really don't need anything else.
That's pretty.
Yeah, that is
so pretty. Lose a lot of the texture in felting. See, I've already made one of the handle strap thingies.
Does Tunisian, when you felt thicker than regular, like crochet?
It's about the same.
The same as crochet?
Yes, and I intentionally use large tools and crochet loosely.
Oh.
You can use small tools and crochet more tightly, and your project will felt differently because it's already, it doesn't have so much shrinking to do. When it's loose like this, it has a lot of shrinking that it's able to do. So this is what I've been working on.
Those colors are beautiful.
Isn't that fabulous? I've been wanting to know what to do with this yarn for a long time. And it suddenly occurred to me to use the 2 skeins together. I thought I didn't have enough of either color.
That's
so this
good.
is 2 colors every other row. And then I think I do have enough of it left to make another small basket. Something small so that there's 2 pieces that look a little bit alike. Enough like that someone could be moved to buy both of them.
Hi, how you doing? Welcome in.
I'm still not done with the second bag. If you want me to continue that, or
Yep, you can continue. Inga, did you get your package yet? I don't know how long it's going to take to get to Belgium.
So this is another kind of brown sheep wool called Nature Spun. The color is pepper, and it's 100% wool, where the Lamb's Pride is 85% wool, 15% mohair.
Mm-hmm.
This Nature Spun is 100% wool, and I have used this before as well. Felt very, very nicely. And 3 skeins of this pepper, which a lot of times, you know, it's difficult to work with black yarn. And I find that if the color is not black, if it's pepper or asphalt or abyss, if it's not quite black, actually makes it just a little bit easier.
That's cool.
My long way of saying thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Another Nature Spun. Look at this. Look what's happened to this skein. It's gotten bulbous.
How many yards is in that, Bev?
Okay, let's guess. 190. I'm not a good guesser. 245.
How much?
245.
Yeah.
What else is in here, Kim? A needle felting kit with a piece of foam. So foam is very important for felting, for needle felting. So this says sheet tote kit, but what it is, it's a piece of foam, because when you needle felt, you have to back your piece with something so you don't stab yourself with these extremely sharp barbed needles. These needles are so sharp that if you stab yourself, you don't even know it until a second later because they're so sharp. It's wham into your skin. Thank you, Kim. So I was going to show you something that I'm working on. Felted piece in progress.
Joyce has a question.
Okay.
How much of a difference does stitch density make to shrinkage?
I think probably a lot. But I almost always crochet and knit loosely with big tools to go for maximum shrinkage. Now, recently I've made some hats that the stitches are smaller and tighter. They felt more quickly and they shrink a little bit less, which only makes sense because like I said, you know, when you're talking about a knitted piece that hasn't been felted or a crochet piece, you got a lot of stretch here. Yep. That's what's going to shrink is your stretch.
How much will that bag shrink down?
It's an estimate when I give you these numbers because everyone is different. So I have for years never measured anything, made it, felted it, said, okay, it turned out this big. But when I started doing some tutorials, I did a few measurements. And what I discovered is for knitting, your shrinkage is going to be about 35% in this direction. Okay. And about 20% in this direction. For crochet, it's going to felt more proportionally. It's going to felt shrink about 30% this way, about 32% this way, and about 30% this way. So in crochet, you get a little bit more even felting. So it took me a while to learn, you know, to make the knitted bags long because it's going to shrink. You know, if you make your knitted bag proportional, it's going to turn out stubby. But this is a needle felting project in process.
Oh, hello.
That's pretty.
Beautiful.
That is beautiful.
So it's a raven, a purple raven. And I'm hoping, I didn't do this intentionally, but look how some of this needle felting is actually hanging off the bag.
That's cool.
I'm going to try to make it turn out like that. So a little bit of his tail is actually hanging off.
Yeah, I like that.
So experimental. This really is experimental for me. Oh, and what I was going to show you is in this bag, I have these pieces of foam.
Huh.
And this is actually foam from somebody's old couch that they gave me. I have never had official felting foam before. I have only ever had old couch cushions.
Well, good job reusing.
Yes.
That would have been in the landfill.
And well, and a couple of them, I've torn them up. You know, I've felted in them so much that they're so punctured and worn that I'm going to have to get rid of them. So, but I figued out this felting a bag is you have to stuff it with the foam. I've got 2 pieces of foam in there. And then I even put it on a board on my lap, because if I get going, I can poke all the way through this and poke my leg. Oh, there's the other side with a button on it. And like I said, it really hurts. So that's kind of, people have asked me to show the needle felting and do tour, but I don't feel I'm experienced enough. I may do some of it, but I don't think I'm in a place to teach it.
Did you see that kids show that's on Netflix called, I can't remember what it's called, but it's all felted stop animation. They're little guinea pig cars.
Oh, cute.
No, I haven't seen that, but I've seen some felted stop motion animation. Have you seen any of those, like people cooking with little felt? Oh gosh, that's so cute. Mm-hmm. I don't have the patience for that. I've started making hats. I think I might be able to do that, but I'm a bag maker.
Have you had enough experience with felting the Tunisian yet to get the measurements percentages down on that?
I would anticipate about the same for crochet, 30%, 30% each way. And like I said, that's a wild estimate.
Because I feel like with crochet, it's more like user error or user difference, because people crochet tighter or looser versus knitting, right? Knitting is more consistent, I would think, with that.
Well, but still the knitting, my first felted projects, I had to go out and buy a size 17 knitting needle because I didn't know you could get anything that big.
Okay.
So, it recommends. And here's Joy saying, with a small hook, she shrunk about 16%. So I think it's unpredictable. And that's why I say when I give these numbers, these are wild estimates.
Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of it depends.
And on your yarn, like this Patton's Classic Wool felt so predictably. After 10 minutes in the water, you can see it begin to fuzz up and it's going to go. It's going to felt. The same with the palette. And the palette is fingering weight wool that you can hold 2 or 3 strands together and create your own variegated yarns. And it felt like a wonder. And I found it affordable. It's retails for $3.59, $3.99, and you can get it on sale. And that's this is palette fingering weight from Knit Picks.
Oh, Knit Picks, okay.
Very pretty.
They have a sale right now on their super bulky yarn, I believe. And that's the same yarn as the We Crochet website.
Right. 231 yards, 50 grams. And this is really my favorite product right now.
Hey, Bev. Hey, Bev.
Yes.
Oh, you're frozen. Do you ever think about maybe contacting them to see if you could be an affiliate?
Yeah.
I'm going to need a little bit more guts. So
Little bit more what?
Guts.
Do it. I don't think they have anybody that does anything like you do.
Yeah.
And you're talking about palette?
I'm talking about Knit Picks We Crochet.
Okay. I'm trying to work up my nerve too. That's part of why I want to talk to Evelyn, is to get some guidance about how.
Well, if you're interested in that, you might wanna talk to the Lamb or Pam. Probably Pam is a really good place to go to.
Pam.
Simply Pam, who we had a couple weeks ago. She's actually the Furls marketing director. But Loopy Lamb is also an affiliate with We Crochet.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt they have anything like you.
And you could reach out to either of them and see, what the process is.
And I appreciate your encouragement. I feel like I'm on the precipice of success, and I'm a little scared.
Just do it. The worst they can say is no.
Just do it.
You know what? See if Brown Sheep Company ever does anything like that.
That's who I thought you meant when you first said it. So Brown Sheep and.
Well, you just said that was your favorite yarn right now, so that's why I came up.
Yeah, and I've been talking a lot about palette. I feel like they should probably compensate me.
Well, I know that they already have a bustling affiliate program. That's why I mentioned them. I don't know if Brown Sheep does that or not. You know.
And I don't even know. I don't know that I even understand about affiliate programs to be brave enough to ask. And look at Kim roll her eyes at me.
I'm going to look it up right now.
I'm a newbie. I'm uneducated, and I have purposely isolated myself.
I
and
mean, like that's a whole nother topic. But basically, the way affiliates work the best, from what I've seen, I don't have any yet. But if you find a product that you just love anyways, and it works really well with your branding, that's the best way to become an affiliate. Because you get the most out of it and the company gets the most out of it. You know what I mean? It's not just like hawking something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, affiliate just means like if I'm an affiliate and they go buy some pallet yarn, I might get a benefit from that.
A yarn company affiliation is a little different sometimes. Actually, I'm going to send you some contact information. The other person in Taunton who I have gotten hauls from, she's a We Crochet affiliate now.
Okay.
She said that she gets like $100 a month or whatever to spend on We Crochet.
I'm going to send you this link, Bev.
Okay.
It's you have Instagram, right?
Yes.
I'm going to DM it to you on Instagram, and it'll take you straight to signing up for the We Crochet affiliate program.
Thank you. And you guys, you don't know how much I appreciate your encouragement. And this is what I need. You know, sometimes I just get stuck. I know I'm supposed to do something.
I'll push you out the door any day. What you do is...
Well, and I am. I you know, as most of us have, I've made some mistakes in my life. And I get worried about doing the wrong thing and going down a path that keeps me from being able to go down different paths. You know, spending my money someplace and then finding what I really wanted and not having the money.
Lacey says you really would bring customers to their wool yarn, especially
if you would.
Longs.
Well, this is what it looks like. You just have to go in and apply for it, sign up for it.
The word you'll say is no.
And they'll give you yarn support.
Yep.
But you know, I'm tiny. I'm not.
Bev, cut it out.
Okay.
You're
and I'm not knocking myself. I'm just not there yet. I really am not putting myself down.
You need to do that because what you have is you have a niche within a niche. Okay?
Yeah.
I have a niche.
You have a niche and a niche, which is that you do beautiful artwork with wool yarn. And a lot of the people who are affiliates for these programs are not focusing on their wool yarn in the way that you are, you know?
Right.
Okay.
They're not really using the wool, I guess I would say, to its full potential. Or it's something that they only use like in the winter, if that makes sense. Like you're using it year round. And you're not a dyer, which is the other people that they have a lot of affiliates with. So you have a different little corner of the fiber community.
And people assume that I dye my own yarn. When people see things like this, they think I dyed my yarn. And that's
so pretty.
That's palette. Knit Picks yarn.
Good point, Lacey. If they say no, and I don't know why they would, they will tell you what you need to focus on. I think it would be great for both parties, you and the company.
Thank you. Thank you for your encouragement.
Cara Dwyn, nobody else has anything close to what Bev does.
I think that's true in the market, but I'm not arrogant enough to think that there's not a lot of people doing what I'm doing. There's a lot of people doing what I'm doing.
Rachel, Bev. I don't know why I just said your name like that. Bev. You have so many.
You know you're in the South when your name is Bev.
Beautiful people that have focus on one thing. Not many people focus on one thing and are experts. You are a felt expert.
Thank you.
I agree with you.
That's what I want to be. So, a little tangent. I showed you this. Can I show you something else?
Hold on. Did you get to the bottom of that bag yet?
No, I didn't.
Can you finish that? Love you.
Almost here. I got sweaty. Lion wool. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
That's a vintage skein.
Sure as heck is.
That's neat.
That's lion brand wool.
Ebony. I want to see where it says 100% wool. Made in Turkey.
think I gave you anything that's not.
100% wool. Oh, I believed it was. I just had never seen it before. I wanted to see the words.
That's an oldie.
What else is in here, Kim?
Keep looking.
So this looks like a sock kit.
That's just how it came. I just sent you the whole thing. You want a sock pattern? There you go. I don't knit. But they're beautiful.
But, yes, they're beautiful, but it's the yarn that's actually beautiful. Look at this beautiful green
Look at that,
yarn.
Hank. Hello.
That is so
lusciousness.
pretty.
There's 2 hanks of this. Oh, and there's a ball band on this one. Great. Elemental Designs, Fiber Arts, Nelson, New Hampshire. Has somebody's name and phone number on it.
Oh.
Like the maker's name, Susan N. Weaver, and then it has her phone number. 100% virgin wool from the Monadnock region of New Hampshire.
Oh my God. Say that again? Yeah, you butchered that.
I did.
Monadnock.
Thank you. Say it for me,
Monadnock.
Kim. Thank you.
I've hiked that to the top of that mountain. That was fun.
That is fabulous. This might be a bag that belongs to Bev.
It is a good green, right, Lacey? I'm a good
That's a
sir.
beautiful green.
Is there more in there or is that the bottom? There you go.
One more. Beautiful coral. See, and this is probably something I don't have in my color wheel. Dyed by Ingrid. Wardbrook Farm. Again, from New Hampshire. Which
Mhm.
makes sense.
It's really pretty.
So that's all the yarn, Kim. I don't know how to thank you. We're going to have to talk about your bag design, what you would like to have.
I have more to send you.
Pardon me?
I have more to send you. I have
Lacey,
that.
I was
I have
thinking the
that
same thing.
I have that sweater that's knitted all the way up to like here. That's still on the turbo needles that I need to send you, and along with the wool that goes with that. I have to make sure I hold enough lamb's pride back for myself to make one of your bags. How many skeins will I need?
2 should do it, but I'd keep 3.
Okay.
You know, in case you want your bag to be big or you like an extra long handle, you don't want to run out.
Okay. Cool.
And I made a bag once from the Lamb's Pride.
Yeah.
And I didn't have enough of either color, and I ended up striping it 2 rows and 2 rows, and it turned out so pretty. So those colors work really well together. And like I said, they felt, if you use the jewel tones, the purples and the reds and the greens, they
Pretty.
come out with this felted sheen.
That's cool.
Really, really pretty. And I don't think I have anything from that because it sells.
You don't have anything what?
I don't have anything felted from the Lamb's Pride wool because I've sold it.
Because it's expensive?
No, because anything that I've made from the Lamb's Pride wool, I've already sold.
Oh, okay.
I
Sorry,
don't have
I
something
didn't hear what you said.
to show you. I'm sorry. I don't have something to show you.
Don't worry about it. So I have a question. What kind of yarn should you be looking for if you want to felt something? Like, what's the percentage of wool or something that's feltable you need in yarn?
You need it to be 75% wool. And the other 25% really shouldn't be nylon or acrylic. So it's okay if it's silk or soy or bison or other natural and mohair. Of course, mohair itself will felt, but that's just one hairy bag. I mean, I've done it. It felted mohair is hairy. Look, I even think I named the bag mohair. Yes, I do name all my bags. Somebody asked that question. Every bag has a name.
Yes, very mama. I agree. If it says
So,
nope.
It will. Superwash will never felt.
That's negative.
Okay.
But there's some specialty yarns that you can place with your wool yarn. Like, look at this. I have used something like this hold that with a wool yarn, it will felt beautifully. Now, I'll tell you about it in a second. It's going to be bumpy. You know, it's not going to be smooth felting, but you want that beautiful, sparkly texture. It's beautiful. So this is mohair, viscose, acrylic, and nylon. Will not felt on its own. But you put, and I've done it, hold this with a wool yarn, and you will get something really cool and felted.
What brand is that?
This is, it says Twinkle, and it's a dark horse yarn.
What is the percentage of acrylic? What is the percentage of fibers in that?
41 mohair.
Okay.
12 viscose. 30 acrylic. Pardon me. 11 nylon. And 6 metallic.
That kind of reminds me of this yarn I have in my stash.
Yes, I think I have that.
You have
That would be
mohair?
That's so pretty. Oh, I have some of that. That looks familiar.
It's the same one.
I love it.
Hold on,
I was just thinking.
I have it in more than one color.
Beautiful.
This
Beth
one.
has some too.
Oh my god, this is awesome. Whoa. What do we got? I have another one back here. I know I do.
No, these are the only 2 colors I have.
Hold on.
And
I have
I've been
another one.
hoarding these for years. This will be a special bag when this sparkly stuff gets used.
Look.
Oh,
That's so pretty.
Hold
So
on.
I don't think it will felt on its own. It's not going to felt
No,
on
it's not
its
going to
own.
felt on its own, I know for sure, because it says it's washable. Oh my goodness. How about this one? Hold on. Ready? Whoop.
Oh.
That is so pretty.
See, I think if you hold that with a black or a navy yarn, you're going to end up with a really elegant bag.
Yeah. Wow. Now, where did you get all these, Kim?
Hold on a second. Wait, is this the same as? Yeah, that's the same. Hold on.
Lacey says, felt that freaking yarn.
Which yarn? The one I'm holding up? How about this? Is this the same?
Rochelle, I would say the more tightly spun it is, the longer it would take to felt, but it's still going to felt because, you know, your roving will felt really quickly. Wow. That
How
just
many
makes
different colors do you have of that?
Hold on, I'm looking on my shelf. Hold on, I got. Oh, that's a different too. I think. No, I already showed that one. What's that? I have a. Oh, what's that one?
You'll find a lot of merinos are superwash because they're made for making socks.
Stop hitting me in with the yogurt tube. What is this one?
And a
Okay.
lot of times the superwash just says SW in teeny tiny letters and you don't know you're getting superwash.
Hold on.
They don't do that on purpose. They're just making sock yarn. They're not trying to.
Hold on. Here, take this. Okay, these were from the haul I did. There was a note at my mom's elderly high-rise.
Mm-hmm.
Call this number interested in yarn. And I was like, yes, ma'am. So these were, I believe, 50 or 75 cents a skein.
Oh, wow.
Retail $4.99.
That's great. You can't get it anymore though, so.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I've
what I
never
mean.
seen
When you could retail it.
Huh?
When you could get it for retail is $4.99.
Oh yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. 5, 6, 7,
Let's think of that
8, 9.
black one as a clutch. How elegant that would be for your New Year's Eve dress.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness. Look at all those.
So
Yeah,
I
I
guess I
have
need
like
to felt
3
the bag
skeins
with
of
this.
that in
That's
my
what I'm gonna use.
Precious Yarns basket.
Huh?
I have like 3 skeins in my Precious Yarn basket, and you have 8.
I know. Sorry. 1, 2.
Hi, Doris.
I only have one of these though. I
And
think.
this amazing will felt with another yarn. And it's wool and acrylic. So I might have to take back about if it has acrylic, it won't felt. If you put this with a wool yarn, it will felt. Absolutely. I've done it.
And what percentage is the amazing?
40%, 47% wool. Sorry, 53% wool, 47% acrylic. And again, I don't think it'll felt on its own, but it makes me want to make a swatch of it and try it because I have two.
That's funny, Bev. I'm
What?
like, I have that yarn.
And you have the exact same color. Oh, look at this moonlight mohair I have.
Look at this.
So I don't care too much for the sparkly yarns myself, but other people do, and it makes your bag fabulous to have a little sparkle in it, which brings me back to what I wanted to say a few minutes ago when I showed this palette yarn bag. I made this bag to try to duplicate a bag that I made before, and I've shown it before. This is one of the very, 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 very first bags I ever felted.
That's so pretty.
I refer to it as bag one. It may be bag one. And you can see there's some of that metallic yarn in there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, that is pretty.
I mean, there's a lot of yards per skein of that.
So I made this one to try to duplicate this one. And I think I did a good job.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Bev, if I see any of this in my vintage travels, I'll definitely get it. It's been sitting there waiting to be used for something.
Oh, it's just oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm imagining that because what I've done in the past, until I started using this palette in the last couple of years, I've been using worsted weight yarn and holding two strands together, which makes a pretty heavy fabric. Well, if you can hold two of the palettes together, that makes a much lighter fabric. So if I could hold that sparkle yarn with palette, then you don't get that bulky, heavy fabric. Like this is two strands of worsted held together. It's a pretty thick fabric.
Fairy Mama, if you go over to Dittmer Knittery's YouTube channel, she has tutorials on how to felt. If you want more information on that. I can't believe I have some of that yarn.
Isn't that funny?
And I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on, it's here, which is crazy. This is my like vintage shelf.
And mine is, I've had that for a long time, and I'm waiting for the right moment to put it in the right bag.
I'm just a sucker for any sparkle. And I was like, I know I would never make something out of like this by itself, but held together with something I thought was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Very dramatic. Oh, Tunisian crochet. So I showed you my Tunisian crochet project that I was doing with the two yarns. I've been wondering about, and I'm sure people do this with Tunisian crochet, what if you do one pass in one color and then you do the return pass in another color? And you can do that in the round. You can't do it for back and forth, but you can do it in the round. Have you done it, Ginger?
I haven't done it with different colors yet, but I've done it, in the round with one color, but.
I'll be back in a minute. I need to go. You have a potty break. I'll be back.
Okay. But no, I've been wanting to do that. That hasn't been something that's popped up in my hands yet.
Well, and that's it. There's, the yarn grabs my hands and makes me do what I'm doing. And I'm thinking, okay, next I'm going to try this next thing because I really want to see what that looks like to do a different color on the return pass. Yeah,
me too. I am dying to do that now. If I had my hook sitting right here by me, I would be doing it. I'd be starting it right now.
And the Tunisian crochet goes so quickly. So I'm making this strap for it. And that's just 4 stitches back and forth of Tunisian crochet simple stitch. Make a strap in about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Wow.
It just go, 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 go. That goes so fast.
It really does.
And then
it's so pretty.
This is felted Tunisian crochet.
Oh, that's so pretty. I love that.
It doesn't retain much of the texture at all. But in real life, it's a little bit more textured than what you can see there on camera.
Right. And I can see the legs of each row.
Yeah.
But that would look so pretty with 2 different colors.
So, and this is just a scrap. This was like get rid of some yarn project.
Wow, that's beautiful. That looks like it's intentional. I love that.
And somebody had a really strong reaction to how much it changed. They were very disappointed that you couldn't see the Tunisian crochet anymore. And that's just the life of a felter.
That's the life of a felter.
It is.
Rochelle says everyone needs to go subscribe to Beth's channel, Dittmer Knittery, if you aren't already a subscriber. Thanks, Rochelle.
Reggie says, just buy the dang yarn. Just use the dang yarn.
Just buy the dang yarn.
Yes.
I agree.
So when Kim comes back, I might need to take my restroom break if that's okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you need to go right now, you can go now too. And
No,
I'll
I
hold
don't
in
mind.
support.
I don't mind.
Okay.
And I'll have to check on my dog. You know, I have a geriatric dog.
Okay. I don't have to check on anybody right at this moment. That may change, but I'm doing good here.
And I apologize for drinking on camera, but you guys know I can't get
That's
through
okay.
I can't get through a conversation like this.
We got to keep hydrated and caffeinated. Oh, Samantha, I am crocheting another one of Crystal's Bush Tracker beanies.
That yarn is beautiful.
Thank you. It's the mandala tweed stripe, and I believe it's talisman.
See, I haven't got any mandala because if I'm spending money, I'm spending it on wool.
Right.
I'm using right now. Dorrit has a question. What do you think about thread a piece of felting knitting to my finished bag for inside pockets for keys and phone? And I think what she means is to make a piece of felt that you stitch into the inside of your bag. And yes, you can do that. You can also, yes, to answer her question, there are many ways to attach a pocket after you've felted your bag. You can line the bag. You can stitch a pocket into it. You can, I sold a bag one time and she sent me a picture later that she had just made a piece of knitting. She didn't felt it. She just knitted a pocket and sewed it into her felted bag. And that was good enough for her. She just wanted a place for her phone. So there are many options. Also, you can make a piece of fabric, knitted or crocheted, and sew it into that unfelted bag and have a pocket that way. Now, this is something that I've just started doing, and it turns out fabulous. I mark the bag where I want the pocket to go. You know, you can make some stitches so you can sew that pocket exactly where you want it to be. And after felting, that seam's not going to show at all on the inside or the outside.
Oh, wow. Now, does it, since it's fabric, is there much difference between the size of the fabric? I mean, the fabric stays the same size.
I'm talking about knitting a piece of fabric.
Oh, okay. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, so it's going to felt right along and be the same color or a different color. But I have resisted pockets in my bags, and it's one of those things that I shouldn't have resisted. It's just not that easy. It's just, I'm sorry, it's just not that hard. It's just not that hard. And Carrie says that I made her a business card pocket on her teaching bag. And that was at a time when I said, don't tell people I put a top pocket in your bag. I don't do that. Now I do pockets.
Oh, Samantha, you can find the pattern for this hat. It's one of Crystal's Bag a Days tutorials. And I've started making them and I can't stop. They're awesome. It's Crystal's crochet pattern, Gary from Urban Yarns knitted pattern of the Bush Tracker beanie.
Hi, what are you?
I'm going to take a break and I will be right back. And I'm just going to let you look at the yarn while I'm gone, if that's okay.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Let's see.
We get to see the colors that are behind.
Pretty.
Oh, thank you, Carrie.
For those that haven't yet, please give us a thumbs up so YouTube knows we're here. And also, head on over to Bev's channel, Instagram, and blog, and check all that out and subscribe or like or do those things. And also check out our Instagrams and our Affordably Geeky Instagram and also our Facebook groups. And also, if you're not a subscriber to either of our channels, why not? Please go and do that. You won't be disappointed.
You won't be disappointed.
See you.
Are you going live later today or no?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so
Actually, you want to know what I'm doing later today, right after I finish with this live?
packing yarn.
That's going to be tomorrow.
Okay. I want to see the time-lapse video of that.
Such a great idea.
That's some,
I'm going to my mom's house.
that's some weird yarn.
Which one?
The one with that yellow.
I'm going to get some good video of Mama Kitty's yarn for you guys.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
If I
can't
can
wait.
persuade her, I'll also see if she'll get on camera and say hi to you guys.
Oh, that would be cool. Sorry, my allergies are bothering me today. My eyes are so itchy.
Why are your eyes? Do you have allergies?
Yeah, my allergies are bothering me today.
Yeah, mine have been too. What's
It's
your weather
probably-
like?
What?
What's your weather like there?
Today it's sunny out, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Right now. Eat food. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying it's sunny today, but yesterday I started moving all the stuff around in the yarn room, so it's probably just dust and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Lesson plan. Carrie, where do you teach? So you're working on that hat.
I'm working on this hat, but I'm having to frog a row right now because I got to talking and I just crocheted too many. Oh, I got a bunch of that a couple of years ago on clearance. I love that yarn.
Yeah, this is gonna have to turn into a basket or something. This is some of the yarn I want to get rid of. It's been in
Yeah,
there for
that's-
a long time. I
I
have two
love that
colors. I
yarn.
have that one and this one. This was like,
That's
I want to say this was like, I've had this for, I don't remember where it's from, but I think it was on a 3-pack or something.
uh-huh.
I don't remember.
Oh, like one of those mystery yarn things. Or
I don't remember. It's,
value yarn packs.
well, it's Michael's, so I don't know because it's loops and threads. I don't know.
I've got some of that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skylar's eating
Wait.
Portuguese bread.
I love
A
it.
Portuguese
is?
roll. Skylar.
I hear yarn falling on the floor behind me. I don't know what happened.
No,
Save the babies.
save the babies.
What is baby?
I'm just busting because it's yarn.
What?
So I got the bag that I talked about that was some hand-dyed yarn, and the yarn bled into the water, and it was a disaster. And I thought the bag was ruined. Because this is the yarn. Look at this yarn.
Oh, that is so pretty.
This is some adult.
And
But
I
Yeah, that's pretty.
I know what adult.
striped it with some palette yarn. I
Mhm,
think that was yellow. That was this turquoisey color.
mhm.
Blended it with that. Isn't that just? Oh my gosh! Look at that! Look at
Yeah,
that!
I love those colors. That
Okay,
is
now brace
gorgeous.
yourself. Look what happened to the bag.
Pretty.
It's like it turned it a little green.
And that happened in the felting water so fast.
Wait, why is it green?
It's
The dye ran in the felting water.
it actually looks really pretty.
I like how it
Well-
looks, but that's weird.
So
Yeah,
that's it. I chalked it up to a
Stop.
failure. Going to throw it away,
Donkeys.
and showed it to somebody who said,
You're gonna.
"Don't be nuts. That bag is beautiful." So I call it the duckling.
It is, it is beautiful. That's the thing.
But now I'm afraid. I want to use this yarn again, and I think part of the problem is that I paired it with another yarn. I put it with some palette yarn.
Mhm.
And maybe if I did this by itself and felted it without soap or soaked it in vinegar ahead of time, I might be okay. Or I might end up with this again, which wouldn't be the most terrible thing to happen.
Right. That is like,
I have two of these head-size hanks.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
With these two things felt, this is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
70.
have that too.
Huh?
I have that too.
Artful
That yarn.
Yarns.
It's not that brand, but looks just like that.
70 mohair, 25 viscose, 5 polyester. What brand is that?
This is Kid Silk. I don't know what this is. Rowan.
Oh, okay. And then would this one felt, you think?
Not by itself.
Not by itself. Okay. How about this one?
And it's probably, isn't it really fine yarn too? You'd want to hold it with something.
Oh, no, I know. That's what I'm asking you about. This
Yeah.
one is 76.5% hair, 17.5 wool, 6 nylon.
That will felt. That might have felt on its own.
So if I did this with this felt together is what I'm asking?
Make swatch. I think it will.
oh yeah, make a swatch. That's a great idea. That's so pretty.
Could I hold that with this?
The three of those?
Yeah.
Make a swatch. I want to see your swatch.
Yeah, but then I waste yardage. I only have one of each of these.
Okay, do this. Make a swatch, and then if it works out right,
Why are you
do your
knowing me?
do your whole bag, and then you can use that little swatch for a pocket.
It's hard to sew felt to felt. It's not impossible. It's hard.
I tried.
I say do it, Kim. That's how I learned. And
Well,
I've
I
only
mean, the worst
had
that
two-
happens is I'd have a beautiful unfelted bag.
Right. And you could line it with fabric and have a usable bag.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can buy an already made tote bag and sew it inside your bag and call it a lining.
But I've had these. This is from the same high-rise hole that I got those other ones from. I think these were like $1 each.
That looks so much like this one.
I know. Look, our taste in yarn is similar, Bev. Oh, I have this, which I'm pretty sure is wool. I'd have to do a swatch on it to see, but this with some of those hairs would be really nice. Hold on, let me just take this off. All these are gonna fall. Oh, actually, there's a tag on it. Let me read. Let's see. Get it. Ah!
And these little pieces of felt, you know, they can be cut up and made into things. Patches for your bag or toys or magnets.
Oh, that's pretty.
You think that's wool?
It says wool mohair.
Does it say it looks mohairy?
Wool mohair poly? I'd have to do a swatch of this. I'm not sure.
Oh.
It doesn't have percentages.
I like what Isla says. She says old jeans make great crochet bag lining.
Yes.
And Samantha asks how long each of us has been crocheting.
And go ahead.
Yeah, a year and 4 months.
And I've been crocheting 41 years.
Since 1987. Really?
Pretty.
We
Pretty.
I don't think
got
that
a lot of time between us.
It's just pretty. Sparkle, sparkle.
Somebody asked, what's felting water? It's just hot water with soap in it.
Nope, that won't do it. What's that one?
Tiffany, you've been crocheting as long as I have.
Well,
Well,
let me
almost
try
as long.
that.
I started in 1980.
Get away from her, please.
I was 29 when my mother taught me to crochet, and I was not a very good student.
But you learned.
I did. Samantha has been crocheting for 2 months. The first time I read it, I thought she said 2 minutes.
What?
And she's already made 2 blankets.
Wow.
Can you get up and put it on Netflix for him, please, so Steve doesn't come in here and be mad? Please, please, I love you. Oh boy, sorry.
Life with kids.
No, what I said about felting acrylic is that if your yarn is a wool acrylic blend, it may felt. It's got some wool content. You might get some felting action. And to see the different things happen, things that you might think are a failure, it's just a variable.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Scott fell out of the sausage here. She tipped it over.
Oh.
It's okay. She's fine.
Fairy Mama said she was 7 and started with coasters and Barbie clothes.
Barbie clothes are hard because they're so little. I don't like those little things.
Laura Lee's been crocheting and crafting for 58 years.
Yeah, I started with, I think embroidery was probably the first thing I did, was freehand embroidery on my denim jacket.
Very cool.
I still have it.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
It has the goofiest smiley face on the back of the jacket you ever saw.
That is awesome.
And other random patches that you can't even read anymore. I still have it.
Oh no, Laura Lee felted a wool coat once, not on purpose.
A lot of people have done that, and that's when people ask me what is felting, that's often how I explain it. Have you ever accidentally washed your sweater?
I've got a sweater right back there.
Thank you, Lacey.
So I really like thrift stores that carry sweaters around, because in the summer nobody's looking for them. And if you go to the extra small or small in the wood section, I guarantee you there's at least one wool already felted sweater and it's ready for you to craft with.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
And that's something I want to do, is make some bags out of some felted sweaters. I even have I have 2 sweaters of my own that I stopped wearing because they were worn out, and I felted them. And I want to make bags from them.
That's cool.
And then somebody gave me a sweater and I made a bag from it.
Well,
actually
now I know
cut
what
off sleeves and used the sleeves for the handle.
Now I know what I can do with this.
Make a Christmas stocking and embroider on top of it.
Yes. And is that accidentally felted, Ginger? Is that what happened?
Yes.
You know, it looks like it will felt some more.
Yeah. I tried to salvage it and get it out before it was all the way, and it was like, it just kept shrinking. So
that would be a pretty stocking with like branches on the top, or maybe some felted berries or something.
This would be
very pretty.
And that's why I suggested you might want to
make a stocking. Yep.
Felt it a little bit more so the stocking is not too stretchy.
You have to felt it more.
Yeah, I'll felt it more.
Have to, but
I could make a couple of things out of this, actually. Thank you. I now have purpose for my sweater. It was my first sweater I ever crocheted, and it's 100% wool.
And you felted it? Oh no!
I didn't felt it. My husband did.
What's that? Your husband did? That can happen. Yeah, I have an all wool blanket that I just don't know what to do with, and I don't know at this point why I made it. I don't want to give it as a gift because, you know, the first thing that's going to happen is they're going to felt it.
Right.
Yes, it is super cute. Where is that bag that I
Yes,
the other day?
I agree. Embroidery on crochet. I love embroidery. And some of my first bags, my first felted bags, I embroidered on them before they were felted, and then I felted them.
Michael's had recently on clearance a book by DMC. DMC is like the top brand that's prevalent in many craft stores for those that don't embroider. All about different stitches for embroidery on a little nice spiral bound book. I got it on clearance for $3. I would get it. It's all the way over there. But it's a really great introductory thing to look at. You just want to pick up embroidery as like a accent on your crochet pieces. Oh, that's neat.
And I like embroidering on wool with wool. I embroider before I felt the bags, and I've also done some embroidery after felting, but that's really hard on my hands.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to get into it, and I did one bag that turned out really great, but the needle felting is much easier on my hands and faster, and I'm probably going to stick with that. But I do like embroidering before I felt.
Yeah. Okay.
That looks really cool.
That looks better. You don't worry about the shrinkage?
It just works.
Okay.
The embroidery felts with it. I did one once where I knitted the bag, and then before I felted it, I embroidered a sheep on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I used 3 strands of puffy yarn to embroider the sheep. So after felting, the sheep was 3D.
Oh, that's cool.
Puffy. It was very, very cool.
Oh, I love that.
It's called Puff the Magic Sheep.
That's funny.
Ginger, this is felted Tunisian crochet.
Okay.
And I purposely stopped felting to leave some of that texture.
Oh, neat.
Lorelai,
That's such a pretty color.
I will post a
Now,
link
this
to
bag
it.
is, you
Or
blew
I
me
will-
away.
Go ahead. Apologize,
Sorry.
I just talked over you. Go ahead, Bev. I'll say that after. Sorry.
I wanted to tell everybody the name of my bag.
Ooh.
You blew me away.
I love that.
I was responding to Lorelai. I will find a link to it and put it in our Facebook group, or I will find the book I have on the other side over there, take a picture and post it. It's should still be published though. Michael's just doesn't carry it anymore.
Hi, Vicki.
Oh, that's awesome, Fairy Mom. Oh, that's interesting. Bev.
What?
In New Mexico, embroidery on felt is called colcha. It's an art form now.
Oh, I'd love to learn more about that.
Can you write that down, Bev, or take a screenshot?
I'll write it down. I have seen some embroidery on felt that was just stunning, and I think probably the key to it is making your felted fabric lightweight enough that it's easier to embroider on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the beauties of the palette yarn, is then you end up with a lighter fabric.
Cool.
I still have so much to learn.
But isn't that nice knowing that you don't know everything about it and that more too shall be revealed?
I
Did you
do
write it down?
love that. Yeah, I did. I wrote it down.
Okay.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yep. Oh, that's awesome. Oh my goodness. Bev, you got me to do
Your
my
first felted project.
project.
I'm so glad to hear that. I'm sorry, Kim.
Bev, you got me to do my first project.
And that's Marie. That's fantastic. I'm so glad. Did you have a good time?
Also, I'm loving Rainbow Bright.
Oh yeah.
Big fan. Child of the 80s, Marie?
What's that?
Rainbow Bright.
Rainbow Bright.
Oh, okay. I have a bag named Bright Light. That's why I got off. I thought, where did you see my bag, Bright Light? I haven't shown that.
Correct. That's all about fiber arts. So many different options, and you never have new things to learn. Yes.
And I go down a rabbit hole thinking I'm learning everything, but I'm just brushing the surface and bringing what I've learned into what I already know. And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lacey, this weekend I have to send out the patterns. I just didn't have time to do that yesterday. I was packing the boxes. Thanks so much for your donation.
how about some felted mosaic crochet? Anybody want to see that?
I want to see it.
Sure.
I want to see it. Yes, yes, yes. Oh,
Michelle Wiley, are you here? Look at the screen.
that is beautiful. Okay, I know what my first crochet felted bag is going to be. It's going to be mosaic crochet.
So then that turned out way smaller than I hoped it would. So I made this.
Oh. Wow.
That's not felted, is it?
No, it's not felted yet.
But
Oh.
it's really long and narrow, and I don't think it's going to be a good shape after it's felted. But if it's not, I'll probably cut it up and make something out of it. Like I could cut off the top row of trees if it's too long and narrow and make something out of these trees and still have a bag.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Stop at the 2 rows of trees. I couldn't stop myself. I kept pushing.
I know. It's addictive.
It is. And this is mosaic crochet. And this is Fiber Fox Studio chart that I purchased.
I love her tutorials. I love her giggle.
Yeah, she does a great job, and she's very sharing. Like she even has videos about how to make your own charts. How generous is that?
Yeah.
Of course, I tried, but I wasn't successful at making I want to make a peace sign.
Oh.
Can I give you a tip?
Sure.
Look up counted crochet projects. They're already in a good form.
Counted cross stitch is exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly where I start.
Okay, because you could turn the crochet, the counted cross stitch pattern into your grid.
That went through there. It just hasn't processed completely, but I think so too. It's just a matter of getting those X's in the right places, so you know whether to make a double crochet or a single crochet, right, Ginger?
Yeah.
Getting your X's in the right boxes.
Right.
But you don't have to start from scratch, is what I'm saying.
Right.
There's lots
you
of
don't.
free. DMC has tons and tons of beautiful cross stitch patterns for free on their website.
Yeah, when I say I do embroidery on my bags before I felt, that's exactly what I go to is a chart.
Cool.
But knitting stitches are not square.
I know.
So
I'm like single crochet is square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but knitting stitches are not square. And you can buy graph paper, knitting graph paper. Did you know that? So that the squares on the graph paper are not square. They're the size and shape of knitting stitches. So when you graph out on this knitting graph paper,
that's really
there are
neat.
knitting places. I just looked it up and it allowed me to download a PDF that I print.
If you have can you share it?
Let me write it down.
Share it in the Facebook group. I would really appreciate that.
How valuable is that? Because if you take that, like you said, the counted cross stitch, but it's square.
Right.
So when you translate it to knitting, your proportions aren't going to be right. But if you take that counted cross stitch chart and use it to make your own knitted chart, then you're going to get your proportions right. Now I've done that quite a few times. I love
I like that.
knitting. And at first I made a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet that I printed with knitting graph paper. But it's not perfect. But this manufactured, you can even buy, I have a book of knitting graph paper that I bought on Amazon. I will send it to you.
Uh-oh, Kim froze.
That's because I said I'll send her a book. She went.
No, that's because I had to use my mom voice.
Oh.
Our parents hit each other.
That's exactly why they felt differently, Carrie. Exactly why they felt differently, because knitted stitches are not square and crochet stitches are just about square.
Yeah, the single crochet stitches.
Right. The trees
are the trees Tunisian or are those knit?
Mosaic.
The trees are mosaic crochet.
So that means they're a mix of double and single crochet.
Aren't they beautiful?
They are so beautiful. I seriously need to do some more mosaic crochet.
And
I need like 1,000 hours in each day to get everything done that I want to get done.
Hi, Priscilla. Priscilla from
really?
Crochet is here. Priscilla is one of those who got me to start my channel.
Ah, hi, Priscilla.
That's awesome. Welcome. And also, hey, hi replay folks and our lurkers. Look at this. Have you ever used the Knit Me app? It ports
Yeah.
pictures and you can choose how many colors it graphs up.
I've never.
No, I have never used that.
Mm-mm.
Maybe write that one down, Bev.
Now, I have looked into some knitting programs that you have to pay for, and I don't want to do that.
Fairy Mom, is that paid or free app? Thanks for the tip.
Yes, thank you very much. And I also like to take care to try to be as original as I can. While I'm inspired by patterns and pictures and other people's work,
yeah.
I try very carefully to credit, like I said, this, I did not make this up. So I bought this chart. Did not make that up. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Cool.
I'm going to look at that. But I do try.
Translate it exactly, but it's a much better starting point than just starting from nothing on your own, if I'm saying.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. But I'm careful to credit others. And, I did not invent crochet. I did not invent felting by a long shot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was wondering, can you make felted clothing?
Yes.
What kind of, what kind, see, I'm thinking just coats probably would be.
And I think maybe you weren't here yet when we touched on something called Nuno felting. N-O-N-U-N-O.
Okay.
And that's when you blend unfeltable fibers with feltable fibers to create fabric, and it generally creates a more lightweight fabric and can even be lacy. So yes, you can create solid felted fabrics that would be like your wool coat.
Okay.
Or your wool sweater. Or you can do these because, I'm just brushing the surface of felting by what I know and what I talk about. There are all these different methods to create all these different things. People blend wool and silk and make felt, and this fabric has drape. So there are lots of different things you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Priscilla, I was just trying to influence Bev to contact We Crochet /Knit Picks to be part of their affiliate program. Because of her unique point of view on wool, I thought that would be a really great partnership. If you have thoughts on that, I'd love to hear it.
That would be great.
And those of you who have asked for help. Hey, Sandra. And those of you who I've asked for help behind the scenes, which is Kim of Affordably Crafty and Ginger and Priscilla and Kim, the Crafty Nomad, and some other folks who have been helpful to me behind the scene. I know your time is so valuable. You have your own channels and your own yarn to tend to. And when you take time out for me, it means the world to me. I just know how valuable your time is. And it's now I'm into having my own channel and my time's taken up with that. I have an even better perspective of how valuable your time is. And I appreciate it so much.
Too.
What's that?
You also have time into your blog too. Oh,
I have to do a blog post today. I haven't done that yet. Thank you, Priscilla. So all that leading up to, I'm probably going to behind the scenes be contacting you helpful people again for additional encouragement and links. And my last blog post was titled Fear of Success. If any of you have read my blog.
I need to go read that.
Well, because when I say I have fear of success, invariably, even my mental health counselor hears fear of failure and begins to reassure me that I'm successful. I'm really not afraid of failure. Been there, done that, not scary.
Mm-hmm. Well, because they are two separate things. The fear of failure is not a fear to me if it's anything like you, because it's a teaching tool. It's how I learn things. But the success is like, what do you do once you get there? What if it's too much?
So I feel like success means having your best day every day.
That's not true.
But that's what I'm afraid. That's my fear. Now, that fear doesn't translate very well to my artwork. I don't feel that fear so much with my artwork. I feel more brave. And with your encouragement, like I said, I'll probably be contacting behind the scenes and asking for some advice, because I feel like I should be applying to more shows. I should be
Oh yeah.
work in front of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I don't want to get the big head.
Definitely. If you have any questions about the Instagram thing too, I can totally help you with that.
And that's, I've totally neglected my Instagram because I'm all in with YouTube. I've totally neglected my Instagram, and my Instagram feed is pretty good. I try to keep it artsy.
Uh-huh. But there are so many ways on Instagram that you can like sell or promote, even if you're just promoting your YouTube channel. Different ways of doing that, putting the different links in so that you make it super easy for people that are in your Instagram feed to just, oh, I'm going to click on your bio and head over to your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to post a link on Instagram this morning.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, get a hold of me and I'll tell you how to do all that.
Okay. Hi, HD. Thank you, Carrie. Smash that thumbs up.
Gosh, yeah, I see a whole bunch of people that I've already said hi to, but there's a whole bunch of people that I haven't yet. So, hi to everybody.
I definitely say of the two of us, Ginger is more of the success cheerleader. Ooh. You definitely set the bar a little higher than I do.
It's just so exciting. It's like encouragement and it's just exciting. That's all I can say. I get really excited about it, and seeing my friends succeed. Mm-hmm. That's even better than seeing me succeed. I love that.
And that in my work, I'm a support person. I can't say I've never been a manager, but I've almost always been a support person in my work. And I used to feel really bad about that because I didn't push myself harder. But then I realized I'm a really, really good support person. And the people who I support are successful. And that's my success.
Awesome.
So I feel much better about my position. And so when I go into interviews, when I go into job interviews and I say, I'm here to serve, I mean it. It's sincere. It's not oh yeah, I'm going to say that because it sounds good in a job interview. I really am interested in helping other people.
Right.
I haven't always felt that way, and it's a really good feeling to get.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that comes with being a mom. It's like I have totally gotten over myself. And now I know I exist for others, and I feel good about it. Kim's like,
I'm sorry.
You're exactly the same way, Kim. You know it.
Huh?
You're exactly the same way. You know it.
There is that really difficult service part. When I was younger and I had a child and a husband and a job, and that was very difficult. I was very resentful about being the only one who ever cooked dinner. That made it really hard to be service oriented when you have to be the one to do everything. I don't mean to get off on that tangent, but
geez, Bev, it's like you're flying over my house.
Well, I'm very fortunate now to be an old single lady with a dog and a cat and a bunch of yarn. And yes, I get very lonely sometimes.
But you don't have to make dinner for others.
Don't. And sometimes, you know what? Carrie makes dinner for me sometimes. She'll text me.
That's so nice.
She'll text me, would you like butter chicken for dinner? Would you like some Greek meatballs for dinner?
Oh, thanks, Samantha. I love your videos, Kim and Ginger.
Thank you, Samantha.
Very, very inspiring.
I like what Rochelle says. She says, I love working behind the scenes and flying below the radar. I have to thank Rochelle because Rochelle is the first one who shouted me out ever. And it was right after she shouted me out that I started to get a real audience. And so thank you 1,000 million times, Rochelle.
Was that pre the 77-day marathon 5 a.m.?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was pre that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Everybody is so nice.
I know.
This is
Okay,
a
we
great.
got 20 minutes left.
This time has gone by super
Put
fast
my
today.
hat of timekeeper. Bev, what do you have coming up? Actually, you haven't even talked about the felting project yet.
We need to talk about that.
Okay, ongoing on my channel is knit along, crochet along. So you can knit or crochet a bag and felt it. And if you go and watch some of my videos, I suggest episode 24, parts 1 and 2. You'll find out about, there might be stuff that I give away.
Bev, do you have a playlist for that on your channel?
Yes, there is a playlist on my channel.
Can you do me a favor after the live? Can you put that playlist up on the Affordably Geeky Facebook group?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, that would be
I did.
awesome. And I'll make a post of
I
it
did.
over an Instagram too.
Yeah, but I'll do it again, but I did put it on last week when you asked me to put up the link to my tutorials. I did.
I find people go and look for the information after the live. That's why I was suggesting it.
Yeah, and you know, that's another thing about creating tutorials and teaching people to do things is that you sometimes get the same questions over and over because people have missed you saying it. They don't, and I
Right.
decided going into this that I was going to try to be patient enough to answer the same question every time as though it were a fresh question.
Great.
And-
Are you still here?
Who?
If you are, can you post Bev's channel link?
Oh yeah.
Thank you. So these are the bags that we're making. This is the knitted version from my pattern. Of course, you don't have to use my pattern.
Yep.
And I started with the most basic things. You know, I do things much more elaborate than this, but I wanted this to be an anybody can do it kind of project.
You want to have success. You want to set people up for success when they're trying something new.
Right.
Yes, thank you. And then this is the crocheted version. So,
pretty.
and this is Patton's Classic Wool Yarns.
Ah,
And
yes.
so the main prizes will be bags that I've made. One knitted one and one crocheted one. And it's
I have
more
a
than
question.
Yes.
So if I'm going to just like, hold on.
I just posted your link. I got into my YouTube here and I posted your link in the chat. So if anybody wants that,
Okay.
I put a post. I put a
If
link
I
there. I'm
was
going to do it
go to,
again.
like Michael's or Joann's.
Oh, that's the
someplace-
wrong one. Hold on. I'm
Okay.
going to go get a link.
If I was just going to go to Michael's or Joann's or someplace easily accessible,
Can I play?
what kind of yarn do they carry there that I could felt with? Because you don't have to go and get like,
Patton's Classic
Okay.
Wool.
yeah.
I love this wool. I've never seen Ella Ray in a big box store.
No. Could you use fisherman wool?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. So fisherman wool felts really nicely. Like if you took Kim's maker bag pattern
Look at that.
and crocheted it and felted it,
That's
Oh,
my pattern.
so pretty.
it would look like this. This is fisherman wool.
Oh, I love that.
Can you see the
Woo!
texture from Kim's pattern?
That looks amazing.
That does look amazing. And that's Kim's pattern?
So this is intended to be a cotton bag, but one day in a life, somehow I said I'll
That's
Crochet.
beautiful.
felt it.
Wow.
Didn't it turn out great? I took
That
it
a little
on my trip to Colorado.
texture on
I took it with me and I got a lot of compliments on it.
Awesome.
So I hope that what I'm going to do is embellish these bags for the prizes. I'm going to put some needle felting on these bags.
That's awesome.
Do you think that's okay?
What do
Should
you
I
mean?
do something more or?
I think those are perfect.
That's perfect. Oh,
And
Isla is giving you a suggestion on a culture embroidery channel. I am not going to try and say that and murder that name. I'm sorry. You might want to write that down.
Oh, you have to be a mod to link, so her link is not showing.
Oh,
okay. I wrote it down. Thank you.
her
Thank
YouTube
you.
link and all Bev's links are in the description box down below. Sorry, folks.
Sorry.
So that is your current project that's going on, and the deadline for that is August 31st, correct, Bev?
Right. And it is a long time, but you know, what happened was, I intended for the event to start yesterday, not the first week of July, but people were so interested, and I did not want to make the makers wait. So I released the patterns and the tutorial. I hurried to get the tutorials done, got the first parts of those out, and people started making. But I don't want to truncate the event. I don't want to say you don't have as much time, because that would not be fair. That would not be fair.
That makes sense.
Now, where can we find the pattern, or is it just a tutorial?
Email me for the pattern. I tried to create a link for the pattern and it gave me trouble. And I said, fine, I'm not wasting time on you. Email me for the pattern. After the event, the pattern will be for sale on my Etsy, but during the event, it's free for anyone. You don't have to make a bag. You don't have to participate. If you email me, I will email you the patterns.
Bev, can you email me the crochet one, please?
Yes.
Ginger?
Huh?
Do you want Bev to email you the crochet knitted pattern?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. And if you don't hear from me, just email me. I love getting your emails. I love these connections and the communications. It's been very meaningful for me.
Good morning, DJ. Welcome in. What did I learn to crochet? Well, it was lockdown weekend. So I turned on Ye Old YouTuber University. And the two main people I would crochet from were Crystal Bag a Day and Jada and Stitches.
They'll teach you.
Crystal was the first pattern that I tried. One of her simple hat patterns.
That's a great place to learn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I was fortunate that I learned from my mom and from reading patterns and charts.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned that way.
Yep.
And it was a long time before it occurred to me I could do something that wasn't written down on that piece of paper, the pattern.
I don't know anybody in real life that crochets. So I learned all of videos.
Thank you, Fairy Mama, for the super chat.
Yo. Headed to get some non-superwash wool. Woot woot. Hi, Deanna. Welcome in. That's awesome. Do you have anything else going on upcoming, Beth? Or that's pretty much all encompassing?
No, so if anybody saw, I had a video where I wore a hat, and I talked about that I had made the hat. And I put that hat on my Facebook.
Hi, Ellen.
And that hat got more likes than my dog wearing a bandage, which had been, the top runner is my Chihuahua with his arm bandage gets the most likes. So I posted that hat.
It's beautiful.
And I have a list of people waiting for hats. And I have not been a hat maker, but I've taken it up.
Oh, so you can make felted hats too.
Oh, very nice.
I'm going to embellish it. And
that's
right
awesome.
now, I'm just working on sizes. So obviously that's a small.
Wow.
This is a small.
Oh, wow.
So I've got a rolled brim on this one.
That's beautiful work, Bev. Bev, how can people get some of your bags?
So I have an Etsy shop. I haven't been posting new things in my Etsy shop because I am making for a significant event in the fall.
But there is stuff in there. I looked last night when I was putting the links up.
So there's probably 30 bags in there.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
But nothing very new because like I said, this event in the fall. And, I keep planning for that. And I should find out within a week if I've been accepted. I'm counting pretty heavily on getting accepted because this will be my 4th year participating. I don't know why they wouldn't accept me again.
Is that a local Georgia thing or?
It is. It's called, it used to be called Mecca Fest. This is our 17th or 18th year, and it's called the Arts Festival of Carrollton. But
you posted about that last year. I remember reading about that somewhere.
It draws nationwide. Okay. There'll be artists there from all over the United States, probably some international artists. It's a big deal, 80 artists.
Wow.
And people come with their money packed in their pockets, ready to spend it. So this year I'm going to do a whole lot better than I have in previous years. I'm going to have a better booth, and I'm going to have better products because I've learned more.
Okay, good.
So
That's
my
awesome.
next step is making bigger hats, not small hats, but some larger hats. Like this is a much larger one. Like it doesn't even, it's a big hat. But this tells
That would
me,
take my big head.
this tells me when to stop felting. I keep this next to myself when I'm felting the hats. This is too big.
Mhm.
So it's this size I keep felting.
That's good. That's good. You have a gauge.
Chris,
Yes.
there's also linked in the description box down below. Bab's blog, Etsy, Instagram, Facebook, and obviously YouTube channel.
Yes, it is a great arts festival, and I'm very much looking forward to it. We didn't get to have it last year.
Yeah.
Didn't get a
And
lot
I'm
of things
always-
last year.
Because it takes me so long to make things, I mean, at least a week to produce a bag, I get worried
So
about
you must have a lot of stock going this year then.
I don't feel like I have enough. That's why I'm kind of worried. That's
Oh.
why I've been putting the new things on Etsy, is I'm kind of worried about having enough. But the hats go so quickly, that's upping my confidence. Is I was going to put off making the hats, and then I thought, well, I just need to make some hats because I have a list of people that will buy hats now. I don't need to miss that sales opportunity.
That's awesome.
Even if it means selling things before the festival, I need to fulfill this list. I have Carrie is on the list
That's awesome.
wanting a hat, and I have to decide about a price point.
Mm-hmm.
Jen, what's going on your channel? No live on today, correct?
Right. No live today. Yarn hookers are still on vacation, and the yarn hookers will be back next week. Also, let's see, this upcoming week we have on my channel Wednesday, Affordably Geeky, and we are talking about, you know what? I don't know what we're talking about on Wednesday.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
But also, Wednesdays are over on Ginger's channel. So don't come over
Yeah.
here on my channel looking for it. It's not here. It's over on Ginger's channel on Wednesday. And it's from 8 to 10. It's 2 hours on Wednesday.
2 hours on Wednesday, 8 to 10, right at, or 7 to 9 if you're Central Time.
Oh, sorry, Eastern time. My bad.
And let's see, I think that's all. Oh yeah, I'm going crazy. I'm moving. There'll probably be some packing videos. There will be, I might lose my mind at some point in time. I might have a, huh?
You said you might lose your mind. I said, what, after you find it?
Yeah.
Bab, question for you.
So that's a long, complicated thing. Pricing is,
Yeah.
I think you start with what your market will bear. And when I started, I was going to make bags whether people bought them or not. That when I started selling, that was my first decision, is that I'm going to make them whether I can sell them or not. And I'll give them as gifts, but I'm not going to be persuaded that this $50 bag that I can sell it for $15.
Yeah, right.
So at first, my prices were pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
As I got more confidence, I've raised prices. And one of the best pieces of advice about pricing I've ever received from one of my knitting mentors was, she said, if your items aren't selling, mark them up. Don't mark them down, mark them up. People perceive value
Right.
in price. And so I've gone through a period where I've been a little bit uncomfortable about raising my prices. And then I saw, so I had been getting better about pricing, but then I saw on Reggie's Yarniversity those designer name brand crochet bags.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That looked like a pile of,
Poop. They were not good.
they were not good.
I was like, oh, those are rough.
So why should I not ask a whole lot more for this?
Right. Well, this
Why
is the
should my
formula.
bags not be priced like Kate Spade bags? Why should my bags not be priced like Coach bags? They are rare. They're one of a
Right.
kind. And
Well,
so, go ahead.
This is the formula that I have heard, and I think it's a valid formula. And and here's why. It's the cost of your goods, what it takes to make, the time it takes to make it. Your materials, your time, and then there's the markup for like profit for your business. So whatever your cost is, say you got a $5 ball of yarn, and then your time, how many hours does it take to make it? What is your time worth? So say it takes 3 hours to make a hat. How much are you going to charge per hour to make that hat? Minimum wage? Is your time worth minimum wage? If so, it depends on what state you're in. Say you have the $8 minimum wage. I get as close to that here in Kansas. Seriously. That's $24. So you've got the $24. You've got the $24 plus the $5 that the materials cost, $29. And then say you mark up for your business to have a profit so you can put more back into your business of 30%. That's a pretty standard profit margin.
Minimum wage here is like $30 or something like that.
It's $8.75 in Georgia.
Yeah, it's pretty low here too. So what is 30% of $2.90? Almost $9. So $9 plus $29, $38 plus whatever the tax is. So that is not unreasonable for a hat.
No, it's not. But I haven't been able to work in paying myself for my time until. And
you should.
Until recently.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I was going to make the bags whether I could sell them or not.
No, Bev, no. Your time is valuable.
I said going to. That was the past.
Good.
So when I'm calculating for this, I am charging for my time for the first time.
And how much time does it take to make a felted hat?
I'm not going to say.
Well, see, the thing is, I think you could charge over $100 for that hat.
What?
Yeah.
This hat.
Yeah.
It's going to have pretty stuff on it too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, just the time alone for that bag or for that hat.
Well, you got me to rethink my price point. That was not my price point.
Definitely.
Because I've heard the formula of, your yarn, your time. And my first formula was 3 times my yarn. That was my first formula.
Horrible formula, Bev.
Where if I paid $5 for the yarn, I was going to charge you $15 for the bag.
No.
Yeah. And no, I don't do that anymore, Kim.
Okay.
But so my first arts festival, I sold 24 bags. Thank you. And I made about $1,000. That was fabulous. Mm-hmm. Well, 2 years later, I sold 9 bags and made about $1,000.
Nice.
So you can see that I am making some progress.
Hi, Daniel. How are you?
Hi, Daniel. Thank you.
Hi, Daniel.
And I think too, I've seen, I don't know how you'll feel about this, but I have given things away to friends and family just for the specific purpose of having them show other people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. Those are good photo ops for Instagram too.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people start out by giving their stuff away, and that's how they get it in the market.
Oh, sure.
I mean, that's how drug dealers do it.
That's right.
The look on Kim's face, where did that come from?
You were joking. Don't demonetize my video.
I didn't
say that's how I was going to do it.
Your face has actually turned red, Bev.
So they do that with coffee. Here's a free cup of coffee.
That's right. Or Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yes.
Hey, is Melanie on today?
I'm really, and that's part of the hesitation. That's part of the hesitation of selling
Is Melanie on today?
Melanie is on today.
It's 11
So we
o'clock.
need to get away.
Oh, okay.
So Melanie Hook to the Left is on live now. Thank you guys. Oh,
Awesome.
thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's good. Thank you.
Threw yarn at your window. I love it.
Daniel, it was really weird watching your live the other day. There's no more yarn behind you because he's sold out.
Daniel, that's fantastic.
Wow.
That's awesome. So we're all
Awesome.
going to go right over at Melanie Hook to the Left, and I really, really appreciate you guys spending time with us today. And it was lovely featuring you, Bev, from the Dittmer Knittery. All
this
of
was
her
so much
information
fun.
is down below in the description box. And you can find her beautiful felted bags on Etsy if you would like for yourself. And Bev, you do commission work too, right?
I do.
If you don't see a perfect match for you there, you give Bev an email.
Yeah, I had somebody that was supposed to pay me to start a commission and I didn't get the money, so I'm open.
Okay.
All right.
And we will see you back on Affordably Geeky on Wednesday, folks, on Ginger's channel from 8 to 10 a.m.
Thank you.
And I hope you all have a very creative couple days.
Thank you, Ginger.
Bye. Have a great weekend.
You too. Bye.